Welcome back to some Saturday Ironheart Merchant Company, session 36, the Underdogs Fight Back. It's the the afternoon of the 15th of the Awakening, that is March 65,008. Last time we left off, the party had a little bit of a horror scare as they spent their time really climbing down the mountain after having finally made their decisions with what they wanted from the triumph and what the deal was going to be, and taking a little bit of downtime. With the party heading out on their next mission quite quickly, they immediately found themselves accosted by the sounds and noises within their heads amongst Cinder and James specifically, with the party managing to have hear Lord Meadmancer calling out for them, requesting about them and finding out who they were and why they shared a bloodline. As the party kind of watched from above as this group would escape out of Velkomen in an aggressive attack with their cannons firing off, shooting and trying to cave in the exit to the city as they made their escape, they would find themselves heading on their continued journey towards this new location of warhounds that the party had done some research on. Knowing it would be a few days before they reached the outpost, the party kind of prepped themselves, getting themselves all set up, and kind of took it a bit slow, or at least that was the plan, till Cinder decided to strap up all four of the sleds to himself, or all three of the sleds to himself, with Melvin and Chastophilus at the back, James in the middle, and Melvin as well in the middle, or at the back, with Snow at the front. Cinder would immediately take off, and unfortunately, due to some poor rules, would see the party split up, with Cinder and Snow continuing on for almost another whole day's journey, while the rest of the party was left behind at an outpost. While running at top speeds, the party also happened to notice that they seemed to be followed by some sort of group or organization, though unsure what it was at first. Melvin would eventually find himself kind of looking and researching through the forest with with Cinder managing also to find out that he was being followed by what looked to be giants in plate. Although Melvin himself would go into the forest expecting to find a similar sight, instead he'd wander his way into what turned into be a den of from the warhounds, or what the party assumed to be the warhounds, as he found nothing but rotting skeletons, pieces of meat, and viscera kind of laid about, as well as the stench of death kind of emanating from deeper within. After realizing pretty quickly this was not somewhere Melvin wanted to be, the rest of the party would kind of gather back with James, Chastophilus, and Melvin, kind of spending the night at one of the rest areas, while Cinder and Snow would spend their time at the other. In the night, Melvin would find himself listening to the sounds, as well as Cinder listening to the sounds of the warhounds and hellhounds going about and hunting screaming rabbits as they did, causing an uneasy night's sleep, with the party constantly hearing screams of terror as the poor creatures would be caught. Though as the night would die down or get darker and darker, Cinder would find himself approached by the creatures, surrounded and almost looking as if he was an easy snack. Cinder decided to stand his ground, realizing quite quickly these creatures were not ready for what he had planned up his sleeve, as he made a clear to the creatures that he was not going to back down. The warhounds seemed to quite quickly back away and decide to just run off into the night, disappearing. The rest of the night would go pretty much at ease, though James found himself slightly accursed for a moment, as suddenly the individual known as Jakix would start to try and kind of climb into his mind, tearing at his mind overall. Doing the same to Cinder, though being allowed more welcomingly in, James would unfortunately find himself tricked by a copper bucket that was not there as a side effect of the individual's tampering with his mind. As the copper bucket would eventually vanish out of sight and morning would come, the party would find themselves regathering together on the road, catching up to Cinder, and then finding their way to the outpost. As they did so, not only discovering that the frost giants weren't frost giants after all, instead some sort of creature. I believe last time you guys had it down to a fiend. I don't think you figured out exactly what it was based on your one of your spells.
You gave me the exact creature.
I gave you the creature just 2 minutes ago. I don't think I gave it out to you outright, did I?
Yeah.
Oh, it did?
You did.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Noticing the assassin demons amongst the ranks kind of hiding themselves in the frost giant's skin, as well as the leader himself kind of appearing as he did, and finding out that he himself was one of the Morin clans, seemingly one of the older members of the clan. At least from what Cinder would get. But as the party confirmed their willingness to help hold this place, and the understanding that it would be put under siege by these beasts once more, the party had been informed that they would be staying here to hold the ground alongside these supposed frost giants, as they tried to keep these hounds out of the outpost. Now we come back about 3 p.m. in the evening, having the party having spent most of the day on a pretty cold march. The weather kind of is beginning to cool. It's getting back down to around 20 or 10 to 20 degrees. The wind picking up, the sounds of the thundering clouds in the distance kind of echoing out into the trees as they do. The heavy wind causing a light and faint scream through the icy trees as it does. You all find yourselves kind of standing amongst the fort, having only been here for a few moments, getting yourselves unpacked and kind of taking a walk around the fort. Melvin kind of finding one of the houses and vanishing within while he rests. As far as it goes, as you lot look about, what would you like to do?
First I will take over my bear traps and look at Cinder. We could try enchanting these with cold to be a bit more powerful against these. At least the teeth, and I can try putting something on the plates to do something.
I just look at the metal. I look at my chisel set and it's made for ice. And I just go,
I pull out some metalworking tools and just go, I got this portion.
I don't really do metalworking, but I can try.
Okay. Now, do you have craft metal or blacksmith by chance, Cinder?
I have access to it. I do not have ranks in it, so I can technically do it.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a check for it, and then James. So James, what exactly are you trying to do with this item?
Well, after the cold damage, I'm thinking about on the plate setting up sticky floor to activate.
Okay.
So that it traps whoever gets into it in it.
Okay.
Along with those
Give
around
me
it.
a spellcraft check then.
Alright, that'll be a +7.
And while these two begin to kind of work on that, Chastophilus, as you look amongst the camp, only counting roughly about 3 giants amongst them, and a fourth larger amongst the frost giants. Is there anything you would like to do?
Chastophilus looks around. I think at this point he's just kind of mentally preparing.
Okay.
So he just like sits down on the ground right where he is, crisscross applesauce. Closes his eyes and starts meditating, waiting for sounds of alert.
Give me a listen check then.
Sure.
Also, James, that is a fail.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, as the tangle spell or as the spell goes off, you watch as it basically completely wraps itself around the plate before dissipating into nothing but a nasty green pus as the magic wears away.
Gross.
Gross. Well, that didn't work, but
don't worry. Go ahead.
Cinder, I hope you're doing better than me.
Cinder, for the 23, and you're just trying to make the bear traps do cold damage instead?
Yeah, I figured it'd be easier if I actually had a spell. There is a frost weapon spell, makes them do an extra d6 cold damage.
Okay, yeah. As you manage to kind of cast that about them, go ahead and make a note of that, James, for your bear traps.
I will add that on to them.
Okay. And then Chastophilus, listen check.
14.
14. As you listen in, you can hear the heavy sounds of creature, what sounds like creatures kind of marching about in the forest, and then suddenly running and pacing, and then slowly going back to a marching. It almost sounds like a large force is on its way, enough to be heard from quite a distance, as you'd gather based on the winds that they are almost maybe about a half a mile away.
Okay. I'll telepathically relay that, but keep my eyes closed and keep listening.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, quick trap setting. Don't have a lot of time.
Yep. Go out and I'll set up the bear traps. I'm not gonna try to do anything else special to them right now because I feel like that's just gonna burn too much time.
Do you want like survival for how well camouflaged they are?
One sec. I'm just gonna do something real quick.
Yeah.
That is a nat 20 for the first, so 38, and for the second is 27, or 18. Okay. Yeah. So sorry, what was your question?
If you wanted like survival for how well camouflaged the bear traps are as I set them.
Are you setting them or is James doing it?
I am.
Okay, yeah. Give me a survival.
I'll send him out with the snares too then, because
Okay.
Yeah, give me survival plus knowledge nature for kind of as you're going about figuring out how the grasses would look as you're kind of trying to move things around, make it look as natural as possible.
Okay.
How many bear traps?
5 bear traps, 10 snares.
Okay. Gotcha. 25, gotcha.
Nature, I have a plus 14 to this.
25. 15 traps total.
No, not you. What he
Not
said.
you.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Bad math because I'm panicking.
Why are you panicking?
Nothing's happened yet.
There's no birds.
I was to say, yeah, Cinder, as you head out into the kind of jumping over the side of the fort walls and kind of watching the forest edge, heading into the trees, going about the snow as you kind of kick it over lightly, trying to cover up the clear tracks as you walk through, taking a branch from one of the the few Douglas fir trees that seems to grow in the area and kind of brushing your tracks as you walk kind of through the forest. As you do, it isn't hard to notice almost immediately that you start to see small bits of what look to be shadows of creatures kind of moving about the trees, kind of sniffing about. Give me a search check real quick as you start to notice the shadows moving and things kind of stopping and sniffing at the ground.
Had to be search. Couldn't be spot. Had to be search.
Mm-hmm. That's an argument.
13.
13. As you see a couple of these small hellhounds that seem to kind of be sniffing about 60 or so feet from you. They don't seem to have noticed you, but they seem to be smelling at the trees, kind of walking around, kicking up some of the snow with their back legs as they do, and then walking off as they continue, kind of seemingly keeping a pretty good distance as you look from the outpost itself.
When you say small, are they normal hellhounds and not Nessians?
They look to they actually are small for size category. They look to be small hellhounds.
Can I roll nature to see if they're pups or they're just stunted?
Sure.
Well, that or nature. Well, I guess nature, because nature's knowledge.
I'll take knowledge, nature, or survival.
I guess knowledge nature makes more sense. Oh, that was 24. It's definitely not right. Oh, hey.
Oh, nice. As you take a look at these creatures, it's clear to see these seem to be younger pups, not youthful. They're not small enough to become considered pups. You'd guess them to be somewhere around mid-aged. Still very youthful in their capabilities, maybe 1 to 2 years. But the creatures look to be a little bit more stunted, but you do notice as they move about, they seem quieter and faster than the ones you've seen in the forest before. It's almost as if these creatures seem more capable and are being sent out on purpose.
Did they mark their territory? Is that what they were doing? When they were
saw them kicking their legs back on of the snow and scratching at it, as well as scratching at the crystalline trees, but you did not see them marking any sort of territory at this point as they seem to be walking through.
I don't want to start a fight with what's basically a hellhound assassin. I'm good. I'm gonna let him go.
As you kind of go about continuing to work about with the bear traps one after another, as you set them down, setting the snares as you do, you're looking at them. They look somewhat small. You're pretty sure they won't be much use in this fight, but you never know as you kind of set them down.
I want to get them where, like, because I saw them skulking, so I can probably guess how small they're, where they're gonna have to go to not be noticed.
Mm-hmm.
If they're, I want to get them where it's gonna catch those little guys if they try to run by.
Okay, so as you kind of start working into the routes a bit more, where you see a couple of very clear routes for the creatures to kind of run and escape if they had to, similar to any other prey-like creature that's being chased by a predator, you kind of start setting up the snares, similar to what you do for rabbit hunting, kind of hanging it down loosely, waiting and allowing the creature to basically catch itself as it runs through. As you do this with each of them, you notice some of the pups do seem to be looking at you as they seem to keep, again, a pretty fair distance of almost 40 so feet from you, kind of looking at you, sniffing the air, and then turning and continuing on as they seem to circle about the fort.
All right. Once I have them all set, I'll head back.
Okay. While Cinder does this, Chastophilus continuing to meditate, kind of listening for the creatures and seeing if there's anything unusual coming. James, is there anything else you'd like to do?
Well, I'll make sure that everyone knows how to use the soldiers know how to use the scrolls of align weapons good on the ammunition just before the battle starts.
None of them will touch your scrolls. As you even offer to show them this, two of them almost immediately pull weapons on you and look at you, and then immediately kind of calm down when the commander comes walking by.
Gentlemen, we're dealing with, from at least what I've seen and heard, hellhounds of some kind. These will be useful.
As you say this, both of them just kind of glare and then look up at their captain, who's still standing a few feet behind them, kind of shaking his head as Lee looks over at you and goes, "My dear James, if I may, these are dangerous kind of weapons. I would not recommend having these on the front lines. While they may be useful to you and your friends, friendly fire is always a problem, and our armor that we wear is designed to specifically keep out evil creatures. It's very weak to good aligned beings, and I'd hate to be shot in the back by whatever you're coming up with. I hope you understand." As he kind of gives a look at you, or a glance over at you with a bit of menace behind his look.
I guess I'll take the scrolls back then.
He nods as you kind of pull them back, and goes, "The men will rest easier if they know it's not they don't have to worry about their backs being hit by these things. Keep it to your own crew, why don't you?" As he kind of pats you lightly on the shoulder as he walks by, kind of giving his crew commands in Giant as he starts telling them where to watch in the tree lines.
Thought pops through James's head. Going to ignore it for now. Fuck it. I guess I'll go up on the wall and keep a soft lookout, not just for anything that might be approaching at this point.
Yeah, give me a spot check. And then Chastophilus, give me another listen check. Also, Chastophilus, do you have tremor sense by chance? Or anything of the sort that senses movement on the ground? He muted. Give me a minute.
My bad. I was. Yeah. No, I do not have tremor sense or anything.
13.
Okay.
That is a 9.
Okay.
Yeah, I will also say, as I've been able to tell that, vaguely, a lot of things are getting closer,
Mm-hmm.
and it seems like shit is going to kick off relatively soon. Hold on. I am going to summon a fiendish swarm of bats.
Okay. Alright, as suddenly around you, this summoning circle kind of appears, and bats begin to develop out of the ground and around you, circling and spinning as they do. They seem to fly above your head at your command, waiting for your order. I can hear Tree giggling in the background.
Yep.
Dree, this is a
sorry.
serious situation.
No, she's good.
Goals.
They're saying, Dree, this is a serious situation.
Well, I'm saying the mace gig. Don't speak for all of us.
Sorry. Cameron.
Oh man. But yeah, no, as you summon the bats, are you sending them anywhere, or are you just having them help you with the listen check?
Yeah, I'm gonna have them. I can't. They're not my familiar or anything. I can't like look through them, but I will have them fly up, and look around and come back down, at least within telepathy range,
Okay.
to report back.
Alright, let me see. What is a swarm of bat stats?
They have +11 listen, +11 spot.
Alright, if you want to go ahead and roll for both, you are welcome to.
Yeah.
So we go.
I gotta. Actually, can I roll it off this? I think I can.
I said, dude, if you need some dice, I've got dice I can give you.
Oh my god. Oh wait, no, never mind. I was like, okay, so spot 24.
Okay.
Listen. Is this? Sorry, I'm testing something because listen also came up as 24. Oh, it is random. It just came up as the same things.
No, yep, it
I
keeps
was
happening.
like
No worries.
confused.
Yeah. All right, perfect. As the bats kind of flutter up, as they flutter up, looking about, you hear a light screeching kind of being heard in the skies above for a moment, as birds seem to kind of be surprised as they see these creatures suddenly flutter up, kind of making noises as they do. The birds in the air start to circle around, seeing these bats floating as they come back down towards you. I assume you're going to be asking the bats what they saw.
Yes.
They immediately report back and give you a rough vision concept of what looks to be a giant, ferocious beast standing almost 15 feet in height, massive tusks coming out of it, drooling what looks to be liquid lava out of its mouth as it seems to incinerate the ground, a bright yellow belly that seems to glow almost like the sun itself, and green stripes that are slightly glimmering in the snow. Behind them stands almost a horde of what looks to be similar creatures of different shapes and sizes as you see this.
Incredible.
As they begin to report, and you get the rough idea that these creatures are about an hour's march at most from this fort, in truth.
Okay. Cool. I relay that information.
Perfect. James, with your spots check, as you look out into the woods, kind of hearing behind you as the bats are summoned, and seeing them flutter up into the air, looking on, you see what looks to be a couple of owls that suddenly take off from trees and head into the skies, trying to flutter towards the bats quick as they can. But looking on, you see what looks to be Cinder kind of waving his hand over some of the areas where it looks like these smaller creatures would be able to easily get through, as the snow itself seems to kind of start to harden up as he kind of goes around walking about the fort. Looking on, you see what looks to be a couple of smaller hounds about 60-ish feet in front of the fort that seem to be roughly about small in size, only in truth about 3 feet in length, and seem to be about 2.5 feet in height, as they seem to be smelling about and kind of scratching at some of the trees and kicking up the snow as they walk about. You do notice they do seem to avoid Cinder quite clearly, giving him a bit more wider berth. But looking on, it's almost as if the forest itself is beginning to get darker as the shadows grow longer.
Well, that's not great, but it's not bad either in this instance. I'm guessing I get the notification that things should be kicking off in the next hour?
Nope.
In about an hour?
As you kind of turn back, kind of hearing this, you do see suddenly as the bats come swooping down, and as you look over, you hear Chastophilis mention this in your head.
I guess if he doesn't inform the other soldiers, if he doesn't inform the soldiers, I will. And
You see as Cinder kind of comes climbing up in the bottom left area up into the fort as the gates are closed behind him.
I will go let Cinder know that that the Alpha is apparently about an hour away.
Okay. So you kind of head down over towards Cinder, kind of walking through the kind of lightly wooden logs that people they'll have kind of embedded into the ground, giving a bit more footing through this very wet trail that kind of walks about the houses. A couple of the guards seem to eye you up. Again, there's only 3 of them in total, plus and then the commander himself, who seems to be staying in his hut. As you kind of come walking over towards Cinder, as he's kind of wiping away the cold snow off of his hands.
Yeah, I know. I figured. Oh,
Oh.
they're rooting around, trying to sneak in.
So we should. I don't think taking pot shots at the little ones will do us any good other than waste munitions and piss them off.
I mean, depends how many arrows we have.
I'll look to the soldiers that are standing around us. How much munitions do we have for your bows?
The one of the giants kind of looks over at you and smiles, and as he looks down at his what you thought was a bow on his, or you thought was a fletching with arrows in it, but as he kind of pulls out of it, he pulls out a rock with feathers on it.
Sure, why not?
I'm just gonna blink twice. Go. Okay, how many rocks do we have?
He kind of looks at you.
Looks
Here,
around.
pull his thing around. Looks in it, tips it over as you see a bunch kind of scatter onto the ground. Looks over at the rest of the ground, goes, "Infinite, sir."
Yep.
Fair enough. Dumb question, dumb answer. Got it.
I also look at the ice that I know here is like roughly as like some of it can be as hard as a rock, and I'm like more than infinite.
Well,
we'll get more ammo as the night goes on.
From a more realistic perspective, nothing is infinite. But
As Chastophilis lets out a little pearl of wisdom out of the side of his mouth as he's like sitting there meditating in the air.
Thank you, Chestophilis.
But more than we could ever use would be a fair assessment.
I wanna make sure the guards know the spots that I marked that like they'll sneak in, because I don't want anyone to get caught off guard.
Yeah, as you kind of point to them, kind of bringing the 3 guards over, the commander's still kind of in his hut. As you point out towards the areas, they seem to nod. One of them kind of looks over at you and goes, "I don't think the commander plans to have us head out of the fort. It'd be really stupid to fight a bunch of warhounds on the on open terrain."
Wasn't planning on heading out. The little ones would try and sneak in if I had to guess.
Well, that or they'll come through the hole in the house that they did last time.
Hole in the what?
Be right back.
James passes them completely, goes white and just drops.
Well, I can use this. They're sneaking into a hole. Please show me the hole.
He nods and goes, "Yeah, there's the house by the river. There's a hole in it. We found it probably this morning. Shoot, was looking into it. Big enough to fit a hound, probably the size of a boar."
Allow me. I'm gonna go over to the house.
Yeah, he'll kind of guide you down to the little house by the port that you see has what looks to be a little wooden port coming off of it into the lake behind the fort. As you kind of head in, as he points to the or head up to the door, he points to the under area of it where it's kind of like set up on stilts, and you can just barely make out a clear, what looks to be a couple of blue rocks that have been kicked up that you recognize as death ore, as well as a pretty sizable hole that looks like it's been dug through.
I would
Oh,
use those rocks as ammunition first.
I have the most fun idea. I want to get like right outside where the hole leads in, like outside the fort. And like I did with the bear, I want to try with a little slab of marble I'm carrying. Had to do something on the road, and I want to try to etch a spell into it like I did with the bear traps.
So to clarify, because they don't know where the hole, the guard didn't point where the hole comes or starts from. He just knows that where it comes out of into the fort. Are you going to climb into the hole and go and try and find the way out?
I mean, I have an hour. I can go out of the fort and walk around and try to find the hole from the outside. I don't have to crawl through it.
I want to make sure that I was hearing that right, just to clarify.
I have the most fun.
Say you were about to learn why humans don't stick their heads in honey badger holes. First lesson: you never know if there's a honey badger in there.
Second lesson: if there is a honey badger, they will bite your nose.
Yeah, but no, yeah. As you start heading out on the wood into the path through the path, James kind of as you pass by him, kind of standing back up as he regains his consciousness from the shock of stupidity that he just heard that there's a hole in the fort.
And no one told us.
And you stand up, James, seeing Cinder coming back, looking like he's walking with a mission in mind. As he heads back to the gate that he had just come back in from.
What are you thinking there, Uncle? Should I go patch this side of it too,
No.
or something?
No, leave it open. I have a plan.
Should have kept one of the bear traps to put there.
No, I got something better.
Well, should I go try and etch a spell into the ground just in case whatever you do fails?
Oh, I'm etching a spell into the ground. You can do as well.
I guess I'll head in and try to set up a trap of, I guess, sticky floor. It'll be useful.
Again,
It works.
You already burnt one. Okay.
I haven't burnt any spell slots
Is it a
technically.
cantrip?
No, it's a first level spell technically, but I'm not casting it.
I mean, is it not concentration?
No, it is not.
Really interesting. I thought it was.
Sticky floor is very fun like that. That's why it's one of my favorite spells.
So few spells are concentration. Like, oh
No,
my
I
God.
figured it was. Like, I thought you had to maintain it.
No.
Because I'm pretty sure if you just cast it, okay. I'll take a look at that later. But yeah, as you head down, or as the two of you split, kind of leaving Chastophilus at the top of the fort as he continues to meditate, the bats kind of swarming over his head as they seem to watch out into the distance. The owls kind of swarming over the fort, but seemingly seeming very cautious to calm down at any point as they see what looks to be a threat. As Cinder heads out into the forest and James heads down towards the house. We'll start with James. James, as you head over towards the building that you saw Cinder coming up from, the guard kind of still standing at the little port as he does. As you walk past, he sees you looking or kind of going into the same direction and goes, "Oh, holes under right there," as he points to a little section that's clearly where the house is lifted up on stilts slightly, as you see underneath and see a little bit of a glimmer of a couple of blue death ore rocks kind of glowing, as well as a very large hole. You'd gather this hole is probably big enough to fit a young frost giant into.
Why weren't we told about this sooner?
Guard shrugs and goes, "Well, probably because the other guards that knew about it were dead."
Get in there.
All right. I don't really want to work with magic around that. That the death ore there will likely kill us all.
The same reason Commander said not to touch the stuff, said if he did, he'd turn it red and it'd cause an explosion to blow up the entire fort. Wasn't worth putting a hole in, so we just put a spear into it before they showed up, and they kept running into it. Jammed themselves up right quick with corpses. Holes plugged as well as you need.
All right.
Up to you if
do
you
that.
want to try to cast the sticky floors.
The spear sound.
Just kind of looks at you, kind of waiting to see what you're going to do, James.
I'm not even going to bother if the hole's mostly plugged up with corpses.
It is not currently. It looks like it's completely clear.
I'm assuming they dug it out later. Yeah.
just try to set a spear in there here shortly too. Then we don't want them trying to use the same place again.
Says you. Makes it easier for them to get in so we can kill them quicker. But sure, why not? As he kind of grabs his spear and starts to kind of like maneuver it down, grabbing some rope out of his pocket and kind of tying it off into the stilt. He seems to kind of ignore you as you kind of stand there, James, about ready to say something.
Just gonna head back up towards the main wall at this point.
Okay.
They were so nice earlier.
They were. Makes you wonder. What Cinder did when he went in to talk to the commander and what they spoke about. But Cinder, as you head out into the forest, the snow kind of heavy on the ground. As you do, walking around, you see the couple of the areas where the snow has already cracked a little bit. Some of the what looks to be pups kind of already sniffing around the areas where you had been setting traps, though they don't seem to have yet done anything. Nor do they seem to leave any suspicion. Give me a search check. Also, I'm gonna go get Chestophilus stoned as shit. Give me a minute.
Oh no.
Chestophilus, make sure you roll high on your fortitude saves against the weed.
We'll fucking see, dog.
If not, try to be really creative high today so that we can do something really funny and survive.
But we're gonna.
There's a difference between surviving and doing it with something with a stupid story afterwards.
No, I'm about to give you a story.
I have had them put stick in hole because I really would rather not have anything break in when there's only essentially 6 of us that are going to be fighting.
It's fun.
Even if what we're dealing with is...
Cameron, we at least know now that a good portion of the pack is not Nessians like we thought, but these smaller, probably less healthy hellhounds.
Yeah.
Which is probably better than we thought.
Alright, well, Chestophilus takes a hit from the peace pipe as the man's been working his ass off. Let him I'll give him a minute to catch his breath as he's learning how to smoke again. I can hear you coughing in the background. Alright. But yeah, as you head out, what'd you get for the search check? 17? Thank you. Perfect.
17.
As you look into the deep forest, you notice that the trees themselves seem to kind of be a little bit more uprooted around these areas. Kind of clearly, it looks like a lot of this ground gets hit with heavy water, like the lake seems to come over during the rainy season, as you'd guesstimate. Cinder, kind of walking around. As you continue to look around, heading about, how far out are you willing to head out of from the fort? Like, are you staying in eye shot? What's the goal here?
If I have to go just a eye shot, I will, but not like any further than that. So
okay,
just slightly eye shot if I have to.
Okay. As you kind of get to the edge of very edge of where James can see you clearly, kind of following the forest, you see as the little pups seem to start to scatter as you make it about 80 feet out from the fort itself. They seem to start heading deeper and back towards the west as they kind of head along the deeper forest and following along where the roots are to the best of their abilities. But as you look about, you find no clear signs of any hole that was dug as you kind of look under each tree, looking through on the ground. There's no snow that seems clearly marked. Nothing that kind of catches your attention at all. If they had a hole, it's plugged at this point, or it's somewhere far further.
All right. Well, I saw where the hole comes out. I want to go up to the wall, roughly where I know the hole's right on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a shovel. I will dig.
Okay. Yeah, as you kind of start heading back towards the tree line. It's at this point, it's about 5 p.m. The sun is starting to set and your light is beginning to dim as you are kind of getting yourselves going. I will say you do see the troops kind of head indoors for a meal, kind of disappearing, leaving James and Chestophilus on the wall to watch as it begins to create an eerie red crystal-like glimmer amongst the trees that just doesn't make the world look any kinder as you watch on for a moment. But as you take a minute and continue to, or as Cinder comes back over to the wall, grabbing his shovel out of his pack, you see James as you look down. Cinder just kind of holding it in one hand, staring down, and starts digging at the wall.
I'll
Give me a strength check while you're doing that, Cinder. Go ahead, James.
I'll ask Chestophilus to kindly let Cinder know that we did put a spear in the hole.
I am here. I will let him know.
Because I don't want to shout it out.
No, yeah.
I feel like that's dumb.
As you come lightly, kind of standing by Chastopoulos and kind of say this quietly next to him, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead, Cinder.
I'll be careful.
Okay. As you careful, Wolf. That is on 3.8, man. You can script your lungs doing that. um. You're in the background.
Sounds like Cinder's not the only one that needs to be careful.
Yeah.
Chestophilus, the doobie's not worth it.
Peace by fans. Hey, if you need me to take it back for a second, I'm good. That's an indica heavy, by the way, so fair warning. But as cool, as you begin to dig, Cinder, you see the ground kind of around you, pretty easily gives out, kind of staying a few feet away from where the stakes are dug in with the heavy logs that are keeping the wall up. And where the hole should dig up, you go down 5 feet at first. After 5 feet, you find no hole. Are you want to continue?
How angled was the whole inside of the? Was it just straight down?
From a rough glance, it looked like it was at a pretty steep angle. You'd guess almost about sorry, I'm doing my math here because geometry was the one math I sucked at. Roughly about 105, 110-ish of an angle. So it's pretty. It's not a great angle to climb up, but you're pretty sure a creature with claws and strong, heavy enough feet probably could get through the dirt.
110. I'd have to go deep to find this fucking thing. It's not even worth it.
No. I take it Wolf got cold.
You could try to identify a different weak point in the wall and do your trap there.
No, they're gonna. I wanted to stop the little ones because they wouldn't be able to get through what I was doing. But if it's that deep, did that building only have one entrance, like a single doorway out of once they're out of the hole?
Yeah, it seems to be right to the left of the hole itself, and a little bit above it. Yep.
And the death ore he saw, was it just around the hole, or is it through that whole fucking building?
No, it looked like there were just a couple of chunks that had managed to plop out of the whatever creature had been digging out. Clearly showing that they had dug out from the other side, or from underground, kind of pushing up. Your guess, as you kind of guesstimate, you're probably sure they probably carried the rocks with them as they were going through. Not on purpose, but probably just because of them pushing through the dirt.
All right, I'll set up my trap at the fucking door.
Okay. I assume you're gonna fill your hole back in.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna take you another good half an hour of clearing that up as you work. James and Chastopoulos, as you kind of watch Cinder continue going about digging and clearing. Is there anything you'd like to do?
Not particularly other than keeping a watch out, because should stuff start kicking off, I have my shield and my hammer, so I can make enough noise to get attention at least.
Okay. Sorry, 1 sec. Someone sent me a spell real quick to read. Okay, good enough. Alright. So, sir, you're gonna... Sorry, James, I apologize. I didn't hear the last bit of that. What?
I'm just gonna keep watch. If I see signs of a full-blown attack or something charging the walls, more than what we can actually handle as the three of us.
Are you doing any creature, or just specifically the hounds?
Well, I still think any creatures charging the walls is going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Let's focus on the hounds, I guess. This
Okay.
is going to be...
Search.
Yeah. I'm perfectly average.
As you watch the woods, the darkness kind of coming down, the trees beginning to create like longer and longer shadows. You see a couple things that catch your attention here and there, but nothing that seems to be living. Just the fluttering of light. As you see occasionally a small pup about 60 feet out in the woods, kind of look out from around a tree, stare at you, lock eyes with you for a second, and then duck beat back underneath the roots and out of sight. As you continue watching
It's
this.
mostly those pups, then I'm a little less afraid, but I feel like that's overconfidence.
You good?
Yeah, just run into my car.
Okay. As you say this, taking a minute, Chastopheles kind of listens in, listening to the ground, listening for any creatures that are coming, and kind of gives you another signal that there's nothing on it nearby. As Cinder kind of heads back into the fort, kind of grumbling as he puts his shovel away, slightly sore, covered in dirt. Um, as he comes walking through back down towards that house. Cinder, you are casting this, I assume.
I'm etching it in. Yeah.
Okay. And this is supposed to be at the bottom of any like creature or like at the bottom of the whole entrance, I assume.
Right outside that building where the hounds would have to come out.
Okay. Yeah, as you kind of etch it into the ground, give me a spellcraft check.
Wait, is this what I think it is?
Maybe.
Casted? No, that's a war cry. I'm casted.
No, it's not that. No, it's not that. Wrong thing. That wouldn't help
Well,
at all.
no, I'm. Most of the things you were gonna do was war crimes, honestly, against these
This
things.
is not a war. This is comedy.
30?
33.
33. Yeah, as you manage to cast the spell, kind of locking into there, you watch as the marble, as you kind of push the marble a little bit into the mud, covering the mud over it as much as you can to keep the spell still capable of casting. You look up into, or you kind of look up into the hole for a moment and look back down. As you do, the spell takes, kind of as the marble finds itself into a good position. Looking over, you see the death ore kind of glimmering a little bit more.
Can I just not just walk over and just kick the chunks back down the hole with
Sure.
a stick?
There's a spear poking at the hole right now. As you look at it, it's kind of like set on these grates and seems to be aimed straight at the hole to keep the creatures from pushing through. And there's also a bit of a not netting but like a crisscross of wood to kind of help the stilts and be a decorative to keep the most of this area or most of the house kind of standing. It's only broken in a section that's just big enough to let something kind of climb through. You're pretty sure you could crawl into there, but you have to move the spear side, and you're gonna have to go feet first if you want to kick these things in.
Mm.
Get a big stick and push them in.
Where am I gonna get a stick long enough, Cameron? Where do you have me get a stick that long?
I don't know. I'm thinking ancient snooker. That would be a very funny thing to suddenly invent.
I have it on this long enough. Hold on. No. Surprisingly, I did not account for having a long stick to push things. Well, actually, I kind of do. Wait. I have the saber-tooth tusks.
You do. The big ones too.
They're very large.
Now I will say, Chastopheles mentally just took off to go do something real quick. So if you're about to do something very risky,
As long as it's only lightly glimmering and the outer radius of my spell is only going to hit the door, because that was the goal, it should be fine.
yeah.
The spell is not going to hit the death ore, so it shouldn't do anything drastic.
Okay, gotcha. No, yeah, fair. As you kind of cast, or as you kind of begin to, or look, as you look at the death ore, and realizing it's not worth kind of pushing it away, kind of stand up, get yourself dusted off from the mud on the ground and such, and head back over towards James, where the sounds of light screaming can start to be heard in the forest as you begin to hear the sounds of rabbits being taken down by the creatures in the distance. It seems to carry on the wind, and as you kind of take a deep breath, the smell of blood begins to seemingly grow thicker amongst the wind as the sun fully sets. leaving you lot in nothing but a pitched blackness above as the clouds roll in and a dark storm begins to brew. The occasional rumbling of thunder kind of in the distance, the flash of lightning illuminating the trees for a moment as they kind of glimmer and shine and sparkle. As you see all this and listening to the screams, it's almost like an eerie motorcycle coming down the freeway. It's almost eerie as you continue. The creatures seemingly not coming any closer as you watch on. But as it is roughly around 7 p.m., the sun has set. You do see some of the three guards coming up onto the sides of the fort and begin to light torches that begin to kind of give a light glimmer amongst the fort, also causing the crystallized forest to almost give a strange and kind of creepy glimmer all the way down it as it comes to light. As you lot kind of wait and watch. Taking your last moment as you do, kind of watching on, knowing these creatures are on their way. Is there anything last minute you guys would like to do now?
Well, not that I can think of. Honestly, there's a quiet prayer to magic and to help with the battle going forward, and
Give me a
a quiet
wisdom
prayer to
check.
war.
You
But-
chose a very interesting choice of words, small man.
22.
Oh, you chose a really bad time to do well on a roll.
Cameron.
I'm praying to the force that I always pray to, and not praying to anything other than that.
You pray at bad times.
What do you say? Do you need a second to think?
And finish this nacho I shoved in my mouth.
That's fair. I'm gonna go steal my joint back from Wolf for a second.
I'll type this out.
Tear my own jeans, give me a minute. Alright, James, take a second and think what you want to say out loud. I'd also speak to Cinder before you speak anything.
What are you doing to us?
So I got a big ass comforter.
Like I said, it's a small prayer. I'll send it to you first, Justin.
Alright. Alright. See what that does.
It's not terrible. I'm not doing something that was out of character either.
Alright. I'm back. Okay. Did you come up with something, James?
Yeah. Mana of the world, please watch over me in this battle and ensure our spells strike true. Literally small prayer that...
As you see this, every person inside of the fort begins to have a light glowing Z upon their head. Except for Chastophilus, who is tied to it being actually an equivalent power, surprisingly. But the rest of you begin to glow, and you feel as all of your weapons begin to be blessed. You all now have the spell Vorpal Mind applied to your weapons.
Oh my god.
For those who don't remember what Vorpal Mind does, I'm going to post it in a moment. Don't worry.
What the fuck did I do?
You just sent a prayer to the only thing that's got godliness and magic other than you, and that is Lord Zilpip.
Still bitch.
And he is giving you his spell to, as he's just heard a bunch of people call out his name, and this is his way of getting his children more popular. As you you see the Z morph into two separate letters, and begin to kind of glow light blue and red, and you feel your magic grow stronger. You also hear a whisper in your ear, James, from a strange and almost kind of distant figure in the back of your head. I will grant you more if you swear. Take our deal, join us, and we will make you what you wish.
No.
Worth a shot.
Worth it.
Alright.
I pray to the mana itself.
There's your spell. As you see this appear on your weapons, they also all begin to lightly glow as they do. Technically, no. Wait. What? Hold up. Cinder, tell me which one you're referring to specifically.
That was the
Was that the one you guys first ran into?
that.
Give me a minute.
That is what I.
Technically, yeah, he is actually technically more powerful. The players, from character perspective, it looked like he was weaker because he failed to save, but also, if he had succeeded that save, that would have meant he was a god. To make very clear, Zopip's save against her was quite impressive, but yeah. No, as you begin to feel the mark glow upon you, Cinder, you do feel a slight hatred suddenly spurning in you. You can add an extra d4 to every attack that you do that is physical damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna punch him.
As you feel a slight anger kind of envelop you, almost like a light rage as it does. As you kind of take a minute looking on, feeling the magic kind of overflowing in each of you, James, you feel a taste of what could be, what you assume would be magic, actual magic divinity. As you are powered up, your caster level is now considered double for all spells cast for the next 10 minutes.
Hey guys, I'm level 14.
No, you're not. These creatures don't have spell resistance, dum-dum. What's that gonna do?
They do not.
It will do absolutely fucking nothing, but it's cool.
But as you kind of feel this magic kind of overflowing and aura beginning to surround James, Chastophilus, you can see the magic almost like heavily climbing onto and attaching onto James like an aura that seems to continuously expand as his magic seems to be growing at exponential rates.
Does it apply to my bat swarm?
It does, actually.
Word.
So your bat swarm, yes. For note on that, your bat swarm can stay summoned for twice as much time, as well as will double its HP.
Incredible.
However, Chastophilus cannot gain any power, unfortunately, due to his own backer.
You know what? That tracks. That's fair.
Not a force that Lord Zopip wants to currently infringe on right now.
Nope.
He's got bigger fish to fry.
Not in the slightest.
You all feel the magic kind of overflowing. You watch as even the giants kind of see their weapons begin to glow. They seem to kind of freak out for a moment holding it. One of them kind of looking at it and looking over at you lot and goes, I thought we said not to cast good alignment on our weapons. What are you doing?
It's not good alignment.
Looks at it and goes, it's glowing with magic, and it scares me. If that's not good alignment, I don't know what could be.
It like you cut good.
Looks at it. Give me a diplomacy roll, Cinder.
Can I assist?
No.
Fucking damn it.
They don't mind me.
No, it's not that they don't like James. It's just the expression. There's not really much James can help on that.
Let's see. 21?
21. He looks over at you and goes, well, no shit, it cuts good. I don't need it to cut good. I don't want it to cut me.
Well, it won't cut you if you don't stab yourself.
If one of you stabs me, I'll make sure I haunt you in my afterlife. As he kind of holds.
Well, I'm
the
a
sword
caster. If I stab you, there's something seriously wrong.
There's a lack of stabbing implement, as I have a blade that slashes, a hammer that bonks, and a shield.
All right. As you kind of look over your stuff, he kind of looks you go and like just kind of sighs and goes back to staring out into the forest. As you hear the first howl, as the screams go quiet, the sounds of heavy marching feet on snow. As you all listen, give me a listen check. Also, there's a cute hare laying down right now, and all. Oh no, it ran away. It noticed me.
I would say you can't have it.
Just right outside.
It is. If you look at, you can see it just kind of hanging by the blackberry bushes.
21.
So listen.
Yes.
Oh wow.
21, 14.
Awful.
9 for me, but the swarm got 28.
As the swarm and James, you recognize and notice almost about 50 of these creatures. It is split roughly around 35 hellhounds that you can gather as you kind of hear the lighter footsteps. But unfortunately, as you kind of guesstimate, that leaves you around 15 of these creatures are the warhounds.
James will pull out the one wand and have it in a shield hand, ready to basically cast with that. And have his other hand on his axe, ready to go, fully ready.
As you kind of take a second looking on, watching as you do, the giants begin to steel themselves. And let's get some initiative rolls. Gentlemen.
Word.
D20.
And it doesn't specify that me and my swarm go on the same initiative.
I would assume that
would
they
you
would
like
always
us
go
to?
after your turn, yeah, just to save me the time of tracking.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right
makes
on.
life easy.
Yep.
James is really rare to fight today.
Fuck me. Apparently these creatures aren't. Damn, that sucks. Ooh, is that really that hurts.
There's my initiative.
If I would have had the right mind to prep teleportation spells and had enough to fucking kill the alpha really quickly, I'd do it.
No, I got this.
Okay. 17.
17. Alright, I'll write that down. 1 second. I'm just getting everyone set. I'll have to roll for the frost giants here in a minute. What's up?
I'm just gonna check one thing real quick, because if things go poorly or something bad happens, I want to know all my options. Okay,
Right.
good.
Probably a good idea.
Frost giant. Let's go with that.
Oh, well, they didn't roll great, and I don't have a good bonus for that. Okay. That hurts. They will be of uselessness, if any. Okay, perfect. Going down, James got an 18, and Cinder got a 16. Decided to switch up dice rollers, huh, Justin?
I'm kind of bouncing.
That's fair. James, what's your dex?
My dex is my initiative bonus is +6, so my dex is +2.
Got you. Appreciated. Oops, nope, Cinder. Sorry, you go before that.
I want to give that our party got a 16, 17, and 18 in order for initiative.
Mm-hmm. And then one last one for
Sick.
Really? 2 6s in a row tonight? Are you serious?
I'm just saying, be glad I'm going after you, because I'm about to make them really hard to hit just a little bit.
It pains me.
Yeah, and I don't have any good AoE for this, so it's gonna be kind of just dinking.
But I fucking do.
We rely upon you, our AoE druid.
Give me 1 second. That's all I'm
Cameron, you know what my AoE is. I'm doing it round 1.
This is gonna be fucked. We're all about to witness a war crime, and we're not allowed to say anything.
And then...
Y'all ever wondered what people use before tear gas effect?
Did I roll really a nat 1? Oh my god. Alright, well that's a 0, so, in that form, he goes last. Okay. Fucking fantastic. Commander is not going to be helping you guys tonight. As he is in his office, relaxing, like smoking a cigar, not even hearing the combat.
Word. Honestly, respect.
When the walls inevitably fall and he has to do something, he'll either leave or do something. So
At that point, that's true. He's saving his spells. Let's hope for that. All right, James, as you look on at the top of the initiative, seeing the creatures, you see out about 60 or so feet from the fort walls, deep or into the forest along the road itself, stands just a wall of darkness that seems to breathe like a heart, like glow like a heartbeat, as you see like red kind of go through the entirety of this horde that goes back into the dark shadows, vanishing as you watch on. These creatures stand at the ready as the howling can be heard.
Well, shit. How far away are they from me?
So 60 feet in total, 10 feet below you.
I need to double check just the spell's range real quick. Magic missile. I should really have written down the range for you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's within range. Good. Do I see the biggest looking ball of fire?
As you look on, give me a search check.
That's ink based.
Yep. Ooh, that's a lot of health.
7.
Alright, 7. As you look on, there are a lot of hounds. As you're kind of trying to keep your nerve, the steel in your, or the metal in your armor kind of lightly clacking as you shake slightly from an army coming at you. You watch on and are unable to unfortunately spot any of the creatures marking themselves as much larger than any of the others.
Well, shit.
you do
Well,
something
then-
like ahead.
Oh, alright, I guess I'm just going to actually no. Because I count as a higher level spellcaster, I get 5 of these now.
Mm-hmm.
5 magic missiles will spring forward and just hit 5 random ones.
Okay.
So 5d4 plus 1.
Ooh.
Spreading that damage out amongst the crowd.
Alright, as you launch into the creatures as best you can, you hear a couple of loud thumps as you do. Some yelps as a few creatures seem to panic, but as howls continue, they seem to stay kind of standing and seem to howl further.
And then Lesser Orb of Cold to attack them, to attack just a random one as well.
Okay.
That's plus 5 because of my touch attack, and then plus my base attack, I do believe. Right? For spell touch attacks, or is it just plus my wisdom?
And it'll make you make a cheat sheet.
You really should make a cheat sheet.
I've been working on it, I'm sorry.
Give me a moment, because I don't know I don't remember cleric off the top of my head, so I have to go look it up.
Well, we've been operating it a bit differently.
No, we haven't. Let's see. Oh, God damn it. Cameron, you pain in my ass. Where's my actions list? Of course, I don't have a fucking thing for cleric. God damn it. Oh, Cameron, you're on my shit list now. Everything I was mad at Levitos about is now on you. I want you to know that.
Okay, here we go, I got it.
It's too late. You pissed me off. Go ahead, though. What you got?
Okay, I have the right roll up.
Yeah, what you got?
No. Fucking 11.
Let me see. That is for touch. That just barely meets.
Okay, that'll be 3d8.
Mm-hmm.
Of cold damage. God damn it.
As you slam into the creatures, you hear more howling from them as they screech out. As they do, kind of, the creatures seem to immediately, as you hear a little bit of rustle of some of the creatures trying to run, some barking and biting, as well as more yelping, as the creatures are forced to stand where they are. But as your ice ball well, I believe it's continuous summoned, is it not? You just keep moving
no.
it around? No, okay.
It is just Lesser Orb of Cold. It goes,
okay.
hits one and bursts and
Didn't know if
die
this
and
was like
goes
fire
off.
sphere. Okay, wanted to make sure. Perfect. Yeah,
No, that would have been smarter.
as the ice dissipates kind of in a snowy little cloud as kind of vanishing, the creatures seem to howl and continue standing, watching the fort as they do. Does that end your turn, James?
That will end my turn.
All right, Chastophilis.
All right. Ah, Chestophilis has no AoE.
At 60 feet, I'm not surprised. It's kind of hard to find AoE with that distance.
Look, the extent of my OU is
Yeah,
that
yeah. With distance is the issue. Okay. I am going to start speaking in my strange language. I'm gonna roll.
Qualith?
Huh?
Qualith, I think, is as in the Illithid language. The one language no one
No,
else can speak.
no. I mean true speak.
Oh, okay. I thought you were actually doing Qualith because I was gonna say like you'd have to have you have to have a maul like an Illithid to actually speak like that. Apparently, only birds can manage to replicate.
Oh,
Which, eh.
that's interesting.
Well, interesting fact for those who didn't know, because apparently, like Krakens, Illithids have like what are they called? Beaks. Supposedly,
Huh.
at least.
Word. I thought it was like a ring of teeth kind of thing.
Is it? Let me look. Oh, anyway,
I
go ahead.
I I don't know. Anyways,
Mm-hmm.
I just start speaking in my language. 2 successes, so I use 2 separate utterances on myself. One of them makes my sword glow on my back,
Okay.
and then the other. Sweet. The other doesn't have any visual effect,
Okay.
but I am now under the effect of haste.
Okay. As your weapon begins to glow, your eyes kind of glowing with the spell going off. Your body begins to slightly grow the muscles themselves kind of becoming larger, or especially around your legs as they begin to show the growth. You all watch as it looks like Chastophilis goes from kind of a little bit not thin, but I imagine not very easy figure to see much of in that cloak of his, to suddenly like a small, what looks to be clear sign of like bulky thighs, kind of lightly poking against the sides of it, and you can tell he's grown slightly stronger as the haste spell takes effect.
Sweet. And then the swarm. You said they're 60 feet away.
Yes, correct, and 10 feet below
Gotcha.
you.
Okay. What's the uh fucking dash mechanic?
Dash is a full action, I believe. Let me double check to make sure though.
Are you wearing armor?
No, it's for my swarm.
If anything dashes and they're not wearing armor, it is 4 times your base speed.
Because it runs like run, doesn't it? Oh, I was thinking you actually had the dash feat. Okay, that's what I was looking at. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a run, basically.
Oh, word.
It does
So
take the full
yeah.
action, though, so keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's fine. The bat swarm, full action, fly runs, I guess, into the same space as the big bad alpha.
As they look about, give me a search check real quick to see if they can find the creature specifically, as no one else has seen it yet.
Gotcha. Could I argue for spot?
Sure, I'll take a spot.
Oof. 18.
As they look
Ooh,
about,
with blind sense. Out to 20 feet, though.
as let me double
So.
check something real quick, actually, with that in mind.
Are you invisible?
No, thankfully. I just have to remember if this works the other way. Just doing Memento real quick. I want to make sure I'm 100% on that. Yes, I don't remember if blind sight. Okay, no, all right, perfect. Yeah, as they look about, they do not see the creature with the stripes, the green stripes on its back or the yellower stomach. They only see the more normal warhounds that seem to be kind of spotted amongst the large horde of hellhounds.
Huh. Okay. Well, they'll just go for whatever the biggest one is then.
All right, see what you got.
Oh no, they're just getting in its
Oh, just
space.
okay, getting over its
Yeah,
face. Got you.
it's a full round action
Yes.
to get there, right?
Yep, you're correct.
Yeah.
I just didn't know if you had any special things with the swarm of bats. Want to make sure. Cool.
No, it'll matter when it's their turn,
Okay. Oh, if this is
but
what I think
not
you're
this
doing,
turn.
this is gonna be interesting. Cause I did this to Ned last week or 2 weeks ago. All right, Cinder. With that, as the bats kind of finish their turn, floating into and kind of swarming around one of the warhounds, as they seem to kind of like try and bite at the creatures, as they seem to kind of dodge and dive, irritating it. As you look on, what do you want to do?
How many warhounds are in a 60-foot diameter together?
Depends on where you're basing the diameter. Are you talking the middle of the horde?
It's a big ring. I want as many of these hounds as I can possibly get.
Is the ring based on you, or do you place the ring, to be clear?
I just place it somewhere.
Okay. What's the range on it, out of curiosity, make sure I'm correct in this?
160 feet.
Oh, yeah, easily. Okay, perfect. All right. I was just making sure, I was sitting here like, wait a minute.
You were talking about range AoE. I'm like, oh, no, I can reach.
Yeah, as you get that these creatures are pretty spread out. It doesn't seem like they're trying to stay close, but the pack is still pretty tucked in. Pack in total is about almost... give me a second. I'm just making sure I'm doing my calculations right. Roughly about almost 150 feet in width, across a long line, and then about several ranks back, as you can kind of get account from this. You're roughly sure you can get the majority, or almost about 13 of the 15 that you can see, kind of dotting about the woods. However, it looks like the last two seem to be on the very ends, and make it be pretty hard to hit them with the amount of distance.
I'm pretty happy with 13 of 15.
I will say you'll hit about to what you guess almost 30 hellhounds as well. So
yeah,
you're hitting a good chunk of this army. So
I cast Arctic Haze.
Okay. Is this a save?
I need a Fortitude save for half.
Fortitude. Let me do R2d20. So that first one is 15. The second one is that's worse, 17.
They both fail.
Okay.
They are each going to take 5 damage. It'd normally be 4, but some of it is cold. As shards of ice, like a fog, rolls in from the outer edges of the ring, and as the fog hits them, they start getting stabbed by shards of ice.
Alright, so that'll be 65 points of damage on that lot. 1 second. Whew, okay. That's alright. And then for the other, give me a second. Just doing my math. These creatures. Okay.
And for later thing, any of them that try to move in the fog will take this damage again.
Okay, so as they stand in it, you watch as this almost wintry blizzard begins to pick up around, kind of almost encapsulating the creatures, as it seems to kind of cause a huge upstorm of almost like a dusting of this snow, as it begins to cloud around these creatures, giving them a bit more of an eerie glow as their kind of chests, kind of as they breathe, seem to light up and glimmer off the winds, but the howling and yips of pain being quite clear as you hear this. You all can tell these creatures are not happy about the damage.
Yeah. Last note, none of them can see.
Okay. You haven't moved. Is there anything, I was going to say, anything else you want to do?
No, I want them closer.
Okay, alright. The Warhounds are up, so they'll take damage, you said, for moving in it?
If once they move, they will take that 5 damage again.
Alright, so that is another... Okay, let me go up here. This one.
By the way, this is the spell Cameron kept calling a war crime.
It is, as the blizzard kind of picks up, continuing to chop into these creatures.
Please note that if it starts getting windy, it'll deal more damage.
It does do more damage if wind picks up, which is really funny.
The Warhounds begin to kind of advance ahead of the Hellhounds. They will run up to just about 20 feet from the walls and stop. And given that's their movement, they are going to begin breathing fire onto the walls themselves. Well, the wall can't make a reflex save, so I'm just gonna roll damage to save us all the time. That's going to be 14 times. Give me a second. I'm trying to do math here. So that's 18. Or no. Okay, I'm not gonna use. I got to just use the calculator here. All right. So that'll be, as you watch the walls begin to emblazon as these creatures kind of let out their breath, the walls catching flame. You watch as the giants kind of take a step back slightly as they do, looking on as the fire just unleashes like dragon's breath, kind of spraying out, catching as you hear these heavily, like almost howls coming from these creatures. It begins to kind of cut off to a sickliness as they close their mouths. You can see as the walls themselves, thankfully having dirt behind them, are almost burnt about 2 inches in, leaving a pretty heavy impact into the wood and a heavy burn scar onto it as the creatures look up and take another they all take a 5-foot step back. Ending their turn. The Hellhounds are all going to take that damage again as they move forward. Give me a moment. Oh god, I don't know if I can. That actually might. Holy shit. Oh, sorry. No. How much? Jesus Christ. This is a war crime. Fucking deep. Oh my god, you took 2/3 of the Hellhound's health in a single round, motherfucker. Jesus. As you watch as these creatures howl out in the storm, they begin to limp forward as they do, kind of yelping as they kind of catch the wind, little cuts and marks of icicles clearly seen across their body as they step up. They will also move the 40-foot forward, and are pretty much going to do the exact same thing for the fire breath. And for damage, just gonna save myself a lot of time and just multiply that out. Okay, cool. As you see the walls begin to ignite once more, again, right at the front where James, Chastophilus, and Cinder, as you kind of stand at the front, at the forefront of this fort, about 5 feet below you, you watch as the fire just envelops across the wall. The Hellhounds kind of just belching out as they do, roaring and creating this sickly howl as they do, eventually closing their mouths as the fire kind of lets off, and as they take another 5-step back, leaving them about 25 feet from the wall, kind of intermingling amongst the Warhounds themselves. As they end their turn, the wall is going to make its fortitude save. And is beginning to crumble. As the wall starts to crumble for a second, the frost giants are going to go ahead and take their turn, and are going to start chucking rocks. Because that is more damage than their swords can do at this distance. So, that is a plus 10, so it's 19, 19, 21. And that hits all of the Hellhounds. Gonna roll damage. 66 plus 27. 46 points of damage towards the Hellhounds. As they kind of pelt these creatures, chucking rocks, you hear the yipping of the creatures as they do, kind of annoyed at it as they try to catch the rocks in the air. Many of them you hear the smashing of teeth as it happens, as the creatures continue to try. The giants aren't going to move, so they're going to do the same thing again. 3d20 plus 10. Another Oh my god. I rolled better this time. Holy, I think I've hit everyone but the second, so let me do that again. 46 plus 18. Taking 32 more points of damage onto the Hellhounds as you see rocks fly forth from these creatures down off to the walls and into the ranks of the Hellhounds as they yip and growl back, fire kind of spitting from their mouth as they do. Ending the giant's turn. He's going to roll. Let's see. James, how much do you weigh?
With my gear and everything, well over 200.
Okay, good enough. All right. That ends his turn, and we're gonna roll a listen check for Kaijin, who is not going to look out the window, see you lot on the wall, and standing there looking down and seeing nothing happening. Is going to go back to sipping his drink as well as smoking his cigar. As we pop up to the top of the initiative, unfortunately, Cinder has taken a step away for a moment. We will take a quick second for a bathroom break, as well as if anybody needs anything. All right, we are back at the top of the initiative, James. As you look down, seeing the snowy or the cold forest below, about 25 feet out from you right now, a horde of these hounds. As you count 14 more hounds, and almost 35 of these. Hellhounds kind of standing out in front, watching, looking up at you as they do.
Okay. How far away are the warhounds, and how close together are
25
they?
feet, but in front of you, and they are roughly almost shoulder to shoulder, it looks like.
Perfect! I'm gonna point down behind them a little bit, and I'm summoning a Ice Hippogriff via Conjure Ice Beast 2.
Ooh, okay.
So it's gonna take up right after my turn,
Yep.
and I have its stats already up.
Okay, cool. As you begin to kind of cast this, a circle event envelops around, or a summoning circle seems to envelop around right in front of you as this hippogriff comes out of it, seemingly pulling as the snow and the ash in the air kind of guide towards it and begin to piece together this icy black hippogriff.
With it right behind them, that'll be great, because it gets a nice reaction at the beginning of its turn that'll be painful for them. But that's beside the point. For my other attack this turn, I don't have much else I could do other than Lesser Orb of Cold on one of the Hellhounds.
Okay. Well, let's see what you got.
19 to hit.
19 hits.
3d8 cold damage.
Okay. For 10 points. Alright. While you play Pokemon in the background.
Oh, I've been having the battle themes going on in the background for the battle.
Gotcha. Interesting. As you see this icy ball kind of suddenly go shooting down towards the Hellhound, kind of exploding into this heavy thing of ice, creating almost a cloud. The creatures seem to look on it with concern as they stare at their compatriot and then look back at the icy storm behind them that continues on.
Oh, and now it's the Hippogriff's turn.
It is now the Hippogriff's turn.
That's a free action. Every beast within 10 feet of it is taking a d6 of cold damage.
Okay. Give me 1 sec to note that. Oh!
So 4 cold damage to all of them within 10 feet.
1 times 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay. 20 points. Okay. As you see the creature kind of... And what is this?
This is an Ice Hippogriff.
No, I know that, but what's the attack?
This is its cold aura.
Oh yeah,
Ice beasts deal a d6 of cold damage to all creatures within 10 feet.
As the creatures seem to almost all around them begin to kind of shiver, not really noticing the creature behind them as they seem to stare up at you, James, continuously as they growl and bark. A few of them burning, kind of creating lights of fire in front of them. You see as they start to shiver and ice begins to kind of gather around their back ends as the creatures look back in surprise at the hippogriff.
It's not moving, so
Yep.
it's gonna set up this just well enough, from where it is to use its ice breath on as many of them as possible, angling it however it needs to. I need a reflex save. This is a 30-foot cone.
30 foot, so turning to left or right would. Well, are you having the hippogriff turn left or right? Because that would be the most effective.
Um, whichever way, there seems to be more healthy ones.
Okay. Alright, so that'll be.
And they'll take half
30.
damage on a successful save.
That's 6, yeah, okay.
And this is all cold damage.
Yep, I got you. Don't worry. That is 16, 24, 15, 10, 8, and 8.
The first 3 pass, the last 3 fail.
Alright, roll your. And that's 4 points of damage. Oh no, that was a cold damage. Cold or 13 points from the breath. Alright.
And it still damages them, even if they almost succeed. That's the nice thing here.
Gotcha. One sec. As you see this heavy thing of cold breath begin to kind of envelop these creatures, it's almost surprising as they seem to turn. They shocked as the hippogriff opens its mouth and a heavy blizzard pours from it. Each of the creatures seeming to yip and turn and bite at the now frozen back ends that they have, kind of almost in surprise as they kind of stare on. And what's the 3?
And then, it can't use that again for 3 rounds.
Okay, gotcha.
And then it's going to take a claw attack at the one that's probably in front of it, so... Since it's not moving, so this will be great. 26. Make sure I have the bonus right. Yes, I do. For a 25 to hit.
That hits.
The second dice will be the d6 of cold damage on this. The first is the regular damage.
Okay. So 4 points of regular damage plus 9 points of cold. Gotcha. Alright. Oops. There we go. Okay. Never delete the number before you've written it. You've memorized it, guys, so you know what you're doing for math. As you watch the creature kind of tear into the hellhound behind, standing in front of it, the creature seems to jumping almost in the air as it does, turning and facing towards the hippogriff as it barks and tries to keep itself away. As you see a large claw mark across its back, cleanly cutting into the muscle.
And that'll be the end of that turn.
Alright.
I think I made the most of it, guys.
Chastophilis. Oh, my man, you are up. As you see down below, about 20 feet beneath you, down the fort wall, these hellhounds are just lined up along the forest lines, trying to burn what seems to be the fort wall. What would you like to do?
All right. Let me see. First things first. Oh my god, where did they go?
The hellhounds? Well, mostly they got eaten by this hippogriff, apparently, because Jesus.
In fact, this hippogriff also can't fly because it is entirely made of ice.
Okay, cool. And real quick, the big bad motherfucker, the alpha, isn't visible yet?
No one's seen him yet. Nope.
All right. Yeah, I think Chastophilis will move down and attack with his sword.
As you head down to the bottom of the ground, that takes my held action. I've been waiting for this. And the hound is going to try and bite your ass as you, the alpha is going to try and bite you as you come down over the wall.
Okay.
Alright, give me a second. 20 plus. Ouch, that hurts. That's a 22. Fuck me, I rolled a 2.
22 to hit?
Yeah.
Just hits.
As as the alpha seems to come up, biting onto your leg as you float down. I need. Let me check. Oh yeah, I need a fortitude save from you.
Ooh,
I'm about to do what Zilpip did to me.
I am possibly best at these.
Oh no. No.
Yes, I am best at these.
No. No, no, no.
Yeah.
I don't like that. No.
24.
Fuck. That succeeds. Oh, that's partial. Okay, so you succeed for partial. Give me a second.
All right.
You lose 3 levels. As you feel your... Now, that is assuming you have levels in the first place, to make clear. As you feel your body begin to almost weaken around you as this creature sinks its teeth in to you, and feel the spell effect on its mouth go off onto you.
To be clear, I gain 3 negative levels, right?
Correct, yeah. Because you
Okay.
succeeded.
That's not the same as
Yeah.
losing 3 levels.
I get what you're saying. Technically, yeah.
Right now it's just a penalty, but it could be bad eventually,
That's
depending
fair.
on
That's
the
fair.
effect.
All right.
Okay. 3 negative levels.
And then for damage from the actual bite. Oh, don't worry, there's more. 3.
I'm sure.
You take 26 points of piercing damage, and then 3 points of acid damage.
Okay.
As the creature kind of bites down on you, you feel the creature's fangs digging in and feel foreign magic kind of almost enveloping your body for a moment as you feel yourself weakening. As soon as you do, kind of taking a breath for a moment, the creature letting go as it lands back down on the ground. What would you like to do? As you finish floating down to the ground, standing about, I'd assume, about 10 feet from this Warhound Alpha, as well as roughly about 15 feet from the line of Warhounds and Hellhounds.
Word. Well, now that I know where this motherfucker is, I do just want to have him roll a fortitude saving throw as he touched me.
Oh god. Oh no.
Touchy, touchy.
I forgot about this. 18? Oh man, that's a 2 again.
18 just saves.
Okay.
Ugh, bummer.
Right, you sound a little panicked there, buddy.
I don't want to be turned into an elephant. That's what I'm afraid I'm going to have happen to me.
I mean, it wasn't that. But
Oh,
that's
okay.
not. I mean, I have no tadpoles on me.
Oh, I didn't know that was what this was. I was about to be worried for a second. I was like, oh no.
No.
I would have laughed if suddenly we have Zebril going, yeah, so I got a new pet thanks to you guys.
As the creature kind of spits out a little bit of the ichor onto the ground and looks up at you and just glares, its eyes glowing a bright yellow as it does, as you kind of stand in between it and the almost about roughly 49 creatures right behind you, almost lined up, beginning to release their breath weapons kind of on the wall, as well as being attacked by this hippogriff.
Yeah. Hell
What
yeah.
would you like to do?
Well, shit. I had a 3 negative levels. It's a -3 penalty to everything I do. That's not super
Yes.
fun for me.
Also, minus 15 health points.
Well, total. Yeah,
Yeah.
-5 per. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm gonna do what I was planning on doing, and I'm going to lay into this guy with 2 attacks.
Okay. Oh no. You're not the one this is meant for. No, no. Bring me the caster. I wanted Cinder for this fight. No. Would that be bad? I can't. I
You
don't
think
know.
I was ever getting near this thing?
I was more likely to near this thing.
Oh, this gonna hurt. Let's see what you got.
Okay. That is 24 to hit.
Oh, easily. Yeah.
And
The Cynthia theme, damn. This
oh
fight's
wait,
requiring something
actually,
like
I'm sorry. Right now, that is a crit for me.
Oh shit. Wait. Okay. Good.
Or threatens a critical. Sorry. I'm gonna roll again. Yeah, I crit on a no 15 to 20.
So that's the gimmick.
Holy shit, he did. Oh fuck. I saw his thing. I saw the build, so I know what he's doing now.
Well, it's not another nat 20, but hits the AC of 20.
20 that does not unfortunately hit.
Okay,
So
so
you just get the auto hit.
Okay,
Also, if you need more water, let me know, mate. I know you're kind of
Thank
a
you.
pillow right now, so.
Sure am. I got a pretty big water bottle.
Okay.
Word that's okay. That's 12 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Oh, I don't like that. Okay, that
And then
hurts.
second attack.
Uh huh.
Oh, god damn it. Uh, 23 to hit.
Yeah, you still hit.
Word. I was one off from my crit range.
Oh, god damn it. Well, I'm glad someone pointed out that these creatures actually have an actual bonus to their AC, which I'm looking at their detailed sheet right now. I'm happy I put that in my notes. I didn't see that because these creatures do not have their like chain shirts on them. So
Okay. That's another. Damn, that fucking sucks. That's 9 slashing damage.
oof. Okay. As you slash into the creature, kind of back and forth, striking as it tries to bite at you more, the creature seems to almost like try to play fetch, grabbing at the sword as you cut its mouth a little bit more open, giving it a wider smile, almost monitoring the Joker as the creature gives off a strange hyena-like laugh, kind of as it stares at you.
Bad doggy. Bad doggy. And my swarm of bats will fly up into this creature's space.
Question. First, before they move,
Yeah.
Cinder, does your not Haboob, but the snowstorm spell, is it allies don't take damage, or is it only enemies, or is it anyone in it?
It's anything.
All right, swarm of bats. I need a
However,
fortitude save or reflex,
it
right?
doesn't do
Okay.
a lot of damage.
No, but a swarm is it reflex or fortitude for the save?
Fortitude.
Fortitude, please, then. Thank you.
Okay. Well,
I think
the swarm shares my saving throw.
That's fine.
So,
Yeah, if he fails, he'll take 6 because swarms take a little bit more from AoE.
oh, that's so bad.
Yeah, it is.
That's 9.
Ooh.
So 6 damage.
You take 6 points of cold damage as the bats begin to flutter away.
No.
No?
It's half cold.
Oh, my bad. Okay. I don't think.
What? Half cold?
Half piercing because these little ice chunks are slamming the creature.
As you watch the bats kind of squeak and as they kind of flutter away out of this icy storm, at your order, where are you sending these creatures?
Can they? Are they within 40 feet of the leader at this point, where I am? Or is this
No, they.
is this like 50 or 60 feet away?
It would still be 60 feet from. They'd be 55 feet from him if they wanted to get right in front of him. If they want to get on top of him, 60 feet.
Yeah, they can share the space.
Yeah, I know. I was just making sure. Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they'll fly. They'll
Run.
doing not a lot this fight yet. They'll fly into this creature's space like rush mechanic,
Yep.
dash mechanic,
Run
whatever it's
mechanic.
called.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, no worries. As they run fluttering through the wind, passing over the hippogriff made of ice that's clawing at some of the hounds as they seem to bite and try and tear at the creature. They float, kind of fluttering past you. They seem to kind of circle around the large warhound as its stripes begin to glow further, and it looks annoyed. All right. As the swarm bats can begin to circle it, the hellhound or the large alpha warhound trying to bite at them. The other hellhounds and warhounds lined up about 25 feet from the wall. Cinder, as you look down, what would you like to do?
So Cameron summoned a hippogriff.
Yes, I'm right behind the main line of the front or the center section of the line. Yep.
I want it to have a friend. I summon a frost construct dire wolf.
We prepped for fire.
I know you did. All right. As a spell circle begins to envelop behind them, so a couple of the hellhounds kind of looking back at it and seeing it this time as they ready themselves, noticing, kind of seeing as the spell kind of drops down, the ice around forming into this dire wolf.
Yeah, I want to put out, due to higher caster not higher caster, due to specialization ice, this creature is a little bit bigger and a little bit angrier than Cameron's.
Oh no.
Yeah, the black coloration should shift immediately to that one as he's scary. Fucking terrifying.
Good to know James assumes anyone that's black is scary. Okay. Slightly racist, but alright.
First of all, whoever's in striking range takes a d6 immediately with cold damage.
Okay. Give me a second. So that striking range what's your striking range? Is it 10 feet?
Yes.
Okay. Want to make sure. 1, 2.
And this is unavoidable. There's no save. There's no...
That's 5 in total. And how much, you said?
It's just a d6. I'll roll it.
Okay.
Oh, that's minimal. So 2
5
cold damage.
Whew. Alright. Okay, so 10 points in total across the board at least. Hey, that's something.
It's roundly. We're not going to stop.
Yeah, as you watch some of the hellhounds kind of getting little icicles beginning to develop on their backs and around their wounds as they silently yip and turn towards the creature. Yeah, what else would you like it to do?
This thing, due to not moving, is there one it's already pointing at? If it's next to the hippogriff, does it already see a?
I mean,
there's
there's one. There's a creature in front of it. Most of the ones in the center line are hellhounds. So,
Beautiful. Let's see. I have a plus 11 to hit. So let's see what I roll. 28.
28 to hit. Yeah.
All right. Let me just roll 1d8 plus 10 plus 1d6 cold.
All right. What you got? Ooh.
That last 4 is cold, so it goes up to 6.
Yep. Oh man, that is not good. All right, give me a second.
What do you mean it's not good? This is great.
This is a good time.
As you watch the poor hellhound kind of drop to the ground almost immediately after taking that strike.
Oh, he's down?
He is down. Yes, the creature does drop at the hit.
On to the next one.
Beautiful. How many hellhounds are next to each other, close to my creature?
What do you define close? They are literally in a line, kind of just lined up around this fort, beginning to blast fire towards it. So most of the creatures are going to be within a long single file line.
It is a 30-foot cone.
Yeah, if you aim to the left or right, you could theoretically hit roughly, if they're about every 5 feet, you'll hit 6 creatures.
Yeah, I'll go right.
Okay.
Why not?
All right, let's see what you got. A reflex? Oh, fuck. Okay. I don't like that.
It's not a very high save, I'll be honest.
No, but you have way more hit dice.
20, lowest is 21, or is 11.
The 11 and 12 fail.
Okay.
So let's see what we can just do to these poor creatures.
Okay.
Let's see, so 50% of that, it goes up by 5, so 16 cold damage.
Yep.
For those that fail.
Okay.
For those that succeed, it goes down to 5 and then back up to 7.
Okay. As you see the creatures kind of almost surprised at that as they take or seem to look up at you or look up at the creature in shock. Their eyes kind of almost in surprise they turn, seeing another icy breath blowing across them. Their back ends catching, almost freezing stiff their legs as they turn and growl, barking and yipping as they do. Bits of fire coming out of both ends as they seem to look on in surprise and seem to focus towards the creatures standing behind their lines.
Okay.
All right.
Then does Cinder want to cast a second spell? Am I angry?
Yes, fire.
Do I? Well, yeah, but some of the spells I was saving because I might need them later.
That is up to you then, dear uncle.
I'll save a couple. I have some ideas. I'll end my turn.
Okay. As you end your turn, the warhounds in the line are going to begin focusing down that hippogriff as quick as they can. And they are going to turn.
This is gonna go badly for him, but you know.
And begin pouncing and biting. And
Well, Cameron, their job was to be a distraction. They're doing it.
Yeah.
My lowest one was a 23.
Those will all hit.
That's unfortunate. All right. So,
This thing only had an AC of 17, Royce.
that's fine. That's fair. Okay, so that's 14. Oh, this is gonna hurt you a lot more than it's gonna hurt me. That is 102 points of damage before fire. As the creatures start pouncing and tearing on it together, almost in a unison, tearing at it as they do. As that is movement and attack, that ends the Warhound's turn as they stand almost in a grouping over this defeated and destroyed ice sculpture. As they look down on it, snow kind of dribbling out of their mouth and look up at you with irritation. Then, as they all lock their eyes onto Chastophilus as they end their turn. The Hellhounds are going to turn, and taking that, are going to try and begin biting at Chastophilus. Chastophilus, I have bad news.
Sure.
I have 34 attacks, and that's just the first round.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna save. If you want to take a look real quick and save me the trouble of telling me how many of those hit, I can read through them if you want.
There's a nat 1 in there.
There is a nat 1 in there. There's also a nat 20 in there.
There's 2 nat 20s.
8 hit.
8 hit, okay. The creatures are going to be moving, so they're going to have to jump at you, so that will take their movement, thankfully. And so that will be... alright. As they begin to bite, and I still don't have my breath weapon back, so, you know, there's that. Give me a second. 8d8 plus 1. You take 54 points of bite or piercing damage as the creatures kind of come at you, trying to bite and tear at you, and back away, back to the line as close as they can.
Incredible. I'm down.
As you find yourself falling underneath this pile of creatures as they just tear into you, they begin to howl, and the alpha howls loudest up at the top, looking up at you lot. Yes?
I need the 8 that hit me to make a fortitude save.
Oh no. No? Oh shit, that's a nat 1 and a
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of them... I mean, one of them super fails, but 5 of them total fail.
Okay.
And are diseased. With a disease that I'm carrying that I will message you.
Okay, is there anything we have to roll for damage?
No, not right now.
Okay. Alright.
Okay. They contract it right now, but they don't have any effects right now.
Yeah, as the creatures tear into you, tearing chunks and kind of swallowing it down, you see them kind of almost like a yuck motion from the dogs as they look, or as the hellhounds look up at you, and begin to growl once more. A little bit of a glow in their chest beginning to show, their mouths beginning to show their fire once more. Oh my God! Ew. No. Oh,
No, don't fall. Damn it! Why'd you have to get off the wall?
that is a nasty. What? You? Why did you do this to me? Is this? Give me a second.
I think it's the one you're thinking of.
Okay, so that's on their next turn. Okay.
Oh,
Is it? Let me look.
no, it shouldn't be.
Oh no, I'm looking at the. Sorry, I'm looking at the
Yeah,
Pathfinder version.
there's an ability I'll get in a level that can make it happen
Oh,
immediately.
that's disgusting.
But-
Oh,
But for now, it'll take a day
yeah.
until it has any effect.
As you hear the light growling of the creature's stomach, seemingly as if a few of them kind of barking and belching, one of them farting out a large ball of fire behind it as it does. They do not look like the ones that managed to chomp down on Chastophilus look too healthy as you look down as they end their turn. The Frost Giants are going to go ahead and weigh their options after just watching a compatriot go down. Let me not roll in Wolf's PM chat, because that'd be weird. They are going to look at you lot, look down at that, and they are going to begin to fall back towards their commander's castle, or little fort, or house, heading back towards it and begin to head inside. You hear the sounds of hammers slamming and wood being pushed around as they disappear. Ending their turn. The Warhound is going to go ahead, or the Alpha is up, and then going to...
Ooh, it's the start of the Alpha's turn. Before he does anything,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I need a Fortitude save.
Oh, no, I don't like that. 31?
Well, 31 will do it.
Okay. As the creature kind of sniffs at Chastophilus's body, it is going to stick or it's going to slightly gag, as if it's like coughing suddenly, and then look up. And the walls, I think. Do I have my notes?
These walls are like 30 feet high.
These walls are 40 feet high, actually.
That's okay, better. Yay.
Yeah. No, I was just double checking my notes to see if the creature can actually. Give me a moment. What do I have for my bonus? I have nothing. Oh no, I do have something, Carol. Let me check. I could clear it. Oh no, I can't clear it. Never mind. That is too high for the creature to jump. Well, actually, no Oh, Cameron, actually, no, I can. The Alpha is the only one that can make that vertically. And he is going to try. And fail. As he jumps up about a total of 6 feet into the air, you see he manages to make clear 38 feet, only getting 2 feet below. And unfortunately, as you can't attack while jumping, to my knowledge, he is going to try and instead, one more time. Still did not make the success. As he makes it 39 feet this time, managing to kind of rush up the wall, climbing it, and kind of growling and roaring out, howling out as the creature reaches almost the top as it looks at you, James, and you can feel the fire as it singes your beard as the creature drops back down below. It is 2 skill checks, and that's going to end its turn. Kaijin is going to roll. He still does not care enough to move as he takes a heavy puff of his cigar and blows out the window before his guards seal it shut.
Kaijin, get your ass out here.
As James just looks back with hatred and irritation in his eyes, just anger, pure unadulterated anger. James, as we start back at the top of the initiative, man, you are up as you just saw this creature almost clear the wall twice, knowing that this thing just took down Chastophilus as well down beneath as you see him laying there.
Yeah, yeah. And I can't do anything to help him right now because all my healing spells require touch.
Come on down, buddy. Go touch
I'm
him.
not jumping down there.
Please do.
I'm not jumping the fuck down there.
All right, I'll
I
jump
told
up to
everyone
you.
before. I told everyone before this that the fucking getting off the wall was stupid.
It's fair, and it would be for you two. All right. Yeah, technically, chest offless has just led to disease warfare. So, what do you got though?
I'm not sure if I should waste my last second level spell slot.
Honestly, as you look up into the sky, it's dark. You're pretty sure you could probably fortify one of the houses if you manage to survive this fight, at least sleep for the night. Though, you've thought this before, wasting spells and saw dragons appear, undead dragons appear. So,
I'll still have my cleric spell ready, I guess. Where is the most hurt looking on this battlefield?
Oh, yeah. I didn't even see you.
Where are the most hurt
as you look at,
warhounds
they look to
looking?
be mostly centered. Well, the warhounds look to be barely scratched. They don't look like they've taken much damage amongst it. The hellhounds, however, that seem to be surrounding Chastophilis, all look to be somewhat damaged.
And that's right in front of the
The alpha.
alpha.
Yep.
I point there as another hippogriff appears.
I fucking hate you. Dead, alive.
You're gonna hate me if that's what you hate.
All right. As you resummon the hippogriff once more, from the ice comes
I'll have it do its
a
turn
statue.
after mine.
Yep.
And then looking at the our dear alpha, I need to make sure I have this spell at the ready. Because I just have to bring it up. So it's Ray of Enfeeblement.
Okay. Give me a spell resistance check.
I get a plus 14 to this right now.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations,
19.
you did not roll in that one. As you do overcome, what's the save as the ray goes down, kind of like glowing around the creature? What do I need to roll?
There is no save.
Is it not? I thought ray of enfeeblement was like fortitude.
Nope. It's 1 minute per level, and since I count as a level 14, I just do, and this does plus, so this is 1d6 plus 5 right now, minus removing of his strength.
All right, give me a ranged touch attack. Because that's what this is. That is it. I'm sorry to say, as you do overcome the spell resistance, you do watch the ray go to the side of the creature, as it seems to kind of look up at you and kind of stare. As it does, the spell going off, the alpha seems to howl, and the other creatures suddenly look up at you. Alright, anything else you'd like to do?
Now it's time for the hippogriff.
Yep, that is your summon, and so yeah, the dead, then alive hippogriff. What do we got?
First, the d6 of cold damage to everything within 10 feet of it.
Okay, so that is 6 times.
And I would have summoned it behind the horde that jumped just Elphalus.
I'm proud of you. You got it this time. That is... Okay. As you watch a few more of the creatures seemingly yipping and kind of surprised by the sudden coldness, the creatures look back, kind of turn back towards it, losing their interest in you as they do, as the hellhounds kind of stare on, waiting. Now, chat, does the aura count for enemies and allies?
It does not account for them.
Chest off list. That is one failed save for your death saving throw.
Sorry.
He's on mute, but he told me he's got me. All right, got you. All right, perfect. It's helpful when I can hear him in the other room.
Luckily, the 30-foot cone won't hit him. I need reflex saves.
Are you aiming straight at the hellhounds that are all surrounding Chestophilis, or are you aiming at the
I'll
warriors?
angle it. Mm-hmm. I'll angle it a little bit to avoid Chestophilis.
I will say you will avoid the alpha if that's the case. Just to keep in mind.
I can accept that. I'm going to try and take out as many hellhounds as possible.
Okay. You said reflex?
Yep.
And that is from 30 feet, so that is 6. Okay. Plus. No, where? Oh, I'm on the wrong stat sheet. If I give them that will scare the living daylights out of the party. Give me a moment. I'm just looking at something here.
Which that'll be 12 cold damage increased by half, so 18 for those that fail,
Oh,
and 9 for those that pass.
I pulled the wrong sheet. There we go. 25, 18, 13, 7, 22, 19.
The only failure is the 7, so all the rest take 9, the 7 takes 18.
Alright. 9 times 5. And as these creatures begin to feel, or as the wind begins to blow past them, the hippogriff kind of opening its mouth as it does. The creature, or the Sorry, I'm also doing math at the same time. Give me a minute. There we go.
Take your time.
As the hippogriff kind of roars out, letting this heavy, icy wind come forth from its mouth, or from its maw, the hellhounds kind of yip in surprise as they find themselves covered in this almost icy, these icy thorns that kind of poke into their wounds as the creatures turn. Now, at this point, most of them sparkling from the amount of ice chunks kind of lifting on them from the amount of times they've been breathed on from ice and cold auras. The creatures kind of looking over at you, their eyes slightly frozen, almost open, their ears perked up and stuck in that position as they do, their tails slightly stuck up as well.
1 round till I can use that again, if he survives.
Alright, yeah. Does that end his turn?
And then a claw attack at the nearest one.
Alright, let's see what you got. 20 just hits, or does hit the one of the hellhounds in front of it. Alright, roll damage.
The last d6 is the only cold damage here.
Alright. As you see the hellhounds the hellhound grabbed by the hippogriff and suddenly pulled towards it as the thing starts screeching or yipping and trying to bite and tear away as it wiggles in every bit. It pulls itself free, but you watch as it kind of limps back to where it was standing a moment. Its leg kind of heavily being leaned away from as it stands there.
That'll be the end for the hippogriff.
Alright, up next, Chastophilus. Death saving throw. You're on mute. On the Discord.
Nat 20.
There you go.
Sorry.
No worries, I could hear you in the background, so you're good.
Okay. Actually, at the start of my turn, I gain 5 hit points.
Oh. Alright, as you find yourself kind of fluttering awake, your eyes kind of awakening as you see these hellhounds kind of looking over at a hippogriff, their butts pointed towards you as you see little bits of fire every once in a while plop out.
The disease won't let me die.
Just off us, get back up on the fucking wall.
Shut the fuck up.
If you die, Zebul's gonna kill me.
In the distance, Zebril nodded, I imagine, at that.
Zebril nods, yes.
I'm doing what I can to keep you fucking alive. Get up here so I can heal you.
Okay. For this next trick, I kind of depending how you want to do this. I have to make a check, and the creature's CR matters.
Oh, I can tell you that. Are you
what is the CR for the alpha?
10.
10. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Hey, I got exactly a 35, which is exactly what I needed.
Oh no.
So there's no save for this. The skin and flesh of my enemy are imbued with cold, painful energy, and it is going to take constant cold damage for a while.
Okay.
First round. Give me a goddamn D6, Google. First round, that is 6 points of cold damage. So
Okay.
they're vulnerable. Whatever.
Mhm.
Double or yeah.
As the creature's skin kind of glistens with ice, the creature the alpha kind of shakes about as you can hear its skin slightly crackling as it tears and dries from the ice itself. The creature yips in the pain, tries to bite at it each time, and looks back at you with anger in its eyes.
You fucking suck. Um, I will. Hmm. I'm gonna recite some language.
Okay.
Uh, okay, word. Uh, I disappear.
Are you invisible? What are you casting?
I am. Well, I'm
Or what are you using?
effective. I'm effectively invisible.
Okay.
Oh shit! I'm not casting anything.
Okay. Give me a spot check real quick,
Sure.
just as a free thing in the background.
But incredible. 2.
Yeah, you don't know. I mean, these creatures don't even seem to notice that you're gone as they look about, continuing to focus on the hippogriff as you kind of lay there, vanishing into what looks to be nothingness.
Word.
All right.
All right. Yeah, that's my turn. And then the bats.
Did they
Uh,
drop when you lost your consciousness?
nope.
Oh, okay, I want to make sure.
No.
Okay.
They're not a concentration effect. They just kind of exist.
Got you.
And I can summon them. Um, yeah, they're gonna fly into the alpha's space again.
Okay.
Is he within 40 feet now?
Yeah, he's with it. Yep.
Okay, so they'll attack him this turn.
Okay. Let's see what you got. I was gonna say technically they're on his. If they would have run, they would be on his square. He hasn't stepped away from where he was standing a moment ago. So
Oh, when he tried to like
yeah,
jump.
so they'll get 2 attacks on him. Yeah.
Oh, incredible.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, because his jump, he went back to his spot because he had the movement speed to do so. There's no reason to move or stand over you.
Word. All right. First is a nat 1.
That does not hit.
Believe it
Shockingly.
or not. Shockingly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next. That's a 23 to hit.
23. Just hits. Go ahead.
All right. Go, my little bats. Go.
Can they roll to eat?
Fucking munch, bro. Uh, okay. That's 1 point of piercing damage.
Uh huh.
Um, and at the start of each of this creature's turns, it's going to take 1 point of damage.
Wounding.
Okay. Yeah, I did the same thing to Ned, or I was trying to do the same thing to Ned a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
All right, because that stacks up. Yeah, no worries. As the bats kind of circle around the creature, it tries to bite at them as they seem to nibble onto the little bits of his flesh where it has cracked away, kind of tearing at and trying to cause as much damage as they can. You hear the creature roar in frustration as it stares up at the swarm, biting at basically nothing as the creature's meant to evade its mouth at all costs.
Word. That's our turn.
All right, Cinder, you're up.
War crimes.
Is my did they ever kill my direwolf?
Nope.
Is he
They they killed the hippogriff and then they turned and killed the they went after Chastophilus.
So no one's still near it?
None of the
kinda
creatures. No, they moved back. Well, they would have moved. What's its reach? Is it 10 feet or is it 5 feet?
Let me check for bite. It might be 5. Because it is a dire wolf. I believe it's 5.
Yeah. Then they are currently out of your range because they are about 10 feet from you currently.
Well, they do still take the cold damage, which has a 10-foot reach.
All right, roll your cold.
As the wolf farts
God
and
damn
does
it.
5 cold damage.
All right, so it's 30 more cold. Okay. As the aura continues to kind of expand, the hellhounds seem almost annoyed at this point, and lacking in any registry to the amount of ice that's kind of building up around their bodies. Many of them glimmering and kind of limping from the heavy weight of the icicles on them.
Wolf's just gonna take a 5-foot step
Okay.
for its next enemy.
All right.
In my quest of weird sheets, can I roll on? I can. Oh, that's funny. 23 to hit.
23 to hit. Does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
The little SRDC to actually let you roll on them.
Nice.
Plus 10 plus 1d6.
19 to
19
hit.
total with the 5 becoming a 7.
Oh, 19 damage? Okay, perfect. Give me
The
a
5
moment.
becoming 7.
Nope, I heard him.
Ooh.
And since it was just a 5 that's up with the attack, I'm just going to munch again.
All right. Let's see what
That's
you got.
18.
18?
Yep.
That does hit, just barely.
Oh, thank God.
Let's see what you got for damage. 13. All right.
14. 2 cold damage.
Okay. As the direwolf kind of moves forward, tearing into the creatures, biting at each of the hellhounds it can get a hold of, clamping down on them. You watch as a few of them go flying, a few of the creatures dropping. Many of the hellhounds look to be on their last leg as their bodies are shivering not only and look like they're limping, as well as walking with heavy chunks of ice kind of almost enveloping their bodies. Many of these creatures don't look to be doing too hard as they look on as the direwolf tears into it. All right.
I'm going to cast Snake Swiftness to let it attack again.
Okay.
Why?
No, not good. Yeah.
Is something wrong with my
Fucking
technique?
patterning the summons up at the top of the initiative. No, it's not good.
It's a 28 hit.
Yeah. Easily.
Let him have his anger. They ignored him. That's fucked up.
Yeah, they went off the scarier target, the one that actually is a problem. Alright.
Fucking 18 damage.
Tearing into the creatures left and right, you can see many of them look to be chunks get torn off, legs and limbs going everywhere. These hellhounds are barely circling around where Chestophilus was a moment ago. Many of them kind of almost torn apart as this direwolf begins to strike. The creatures yipping and trying to get away and avoid its jaws as he tears into another and another. As the blood show continues with limbs going everywhere. Does that end your turn with the direwolf?
Does a 17 hit the touch AC of one of the hellhounds?
Yes. What are you doing?
Ray of Frost.
That's just an insult.
Fucking 40.
Cinder then just turns and like a little finger pistol shoots one of the hellhounds with a beam of ice as the creature yips a shock as its butt kind of launches in the air as it's shocked and turns back towards you and yips and growls at you.
This is my signature. I do this at least once every fight.
Does that end Cinder's turn?
Yeah.
Alright. Direwolf as well?
Yeah.
Alright. The Warhounds are going to... Alright. The Warhounds are going to begin howling, and you will see as they are going to take a full run action and step back. So the Direwolf and the Hippogriff will both get attacks of opportunity. Please roll.
Mm-hmm.
15.
Okay. That does sadly not hit. So. And for the Direwolf,
30.
30. That does hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
This wolf will not be ignored for long.
20 points of damage. All right. As the direwolf seeing these creatures, these warhounds, these larger beasts beginning to run and fall back, you hear them beginning to howl. The direwolf seems to turn, grabbing on, biting down as the hippogriff seemingly recognizing what's happening a little too late as the last of the warhounds begin to fall back, escaping. A few of them lightly wounded, but what looked to be most of them walking away with nothing but a little bit of ice on their bodies as they retreat. The Hellhounds are going to do the same thing, so in this case that would be Chastophilus if he wants to take an attack of opportunity. The Hippogriff and the Direwolf once more.
17.
I will not take an attack of opportunity.
Figured as much, but you never know. 17, that does
22.
hit. 22 does hit, so you can both roll damage. Okay.
9 damage from...
Yeah,
well,
and
10 damage from the Hippogriff.
16. As the Hippogriff and the Direwolf kind of grab hold, they seem to have not wanting to let these creatures escape, seem to take a stand on either side, pinning down at the last few of the Hellhounds before they tear into them, managing to kill them. I do, however... Well, no, they're summons. Never mind, they don't have to make the fortitude saves because they don't have to worry about diseased.
They are constructs. Yeah.
As the last of the Hellhounds are torn to asunder. Ending their turn. The Frost Giants are going to continue what they were doing. And then the large Alpha, who is going to take his 1 point from the bleed. Can you roll your cold damage, Chastophilus, as well?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. The only reason I can take notes is to keep track of this stuff now. I don't trust myself anymore.
All right. 8 cold
8.
damage, so
Right.
16.
Okay.
No, it's not double. It's 50% up.
Yep.
12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're good though. No worries. I know what you mean though. So as the creature kind of feeling the ice on it, feeling its body, kind of beginning to waver, the creature howls loudly. And it is you're under like the similar effect to invisibility, correct? It's just a spell-like
Yeah.
ability. Okay.
It's just, yeah.
The Warhound is going to be a cheeky bastard, and he is going to bite Chastophilus before he leaves.
Come at me!
27?
Hits.
Is he going back? Is he going to go back to taking a nap?
Oh, sorry, that's one less. 20 damage.
20 damage. Okay.
As the creature bites into you, and then...
Fortitude save?
Oh, yeah. Does it?
Yeah.
Are you... No, you're still up. I'm actually impressed by that.
No, I'm down,
Oh.
but it still needs to make the fortitude save.
Okay. 31.
Aw.
As you...
31, yeah. Okay.
As the creature suddenly just turns, you watch as the Hellhounds being torn into James and Cinder from above. Suddenly, Chastophilus suddenly reappears almost out of nowhere, and a chunk is torn off as you see his foot pulled away by the creature, as it seems to like shake him for a bit and then toss him to the ground, taking the foot and running off with it. The creature runs 40 feet. Ending in its turn. Well, I use the word run, not as in the action, but like as in how it's trying to escape from
It's
what
just
you
hobbling
look
away.
like. Yeah, it's using its normal movement speed. And then Kaijin is going to again open the door, take a deep breath in, and his turn. As we go back up to the top of the initiative, James, you can see that the Warhound, the Alpha, is retreating, but he is only 40 feet into the brush as he managed to circle around the Direwolf and the Hippogriff. What do you want to do?
Oh, I'm not letting him get away without more damage on him.
All right.
The Hippogriff will probably chase after him on his turn because the Hippogriff can move at 50 feet.
Okay. All right. What do you want to do, James? Are you gonna end
I'll
your
just
turn?
be
Or?
lesser orbing him twice
Okay.
from the wand.
As you pull out your wand, shout abracadabra, and an orb of snow suddenly appears, shooting off,
Fucking the first one
and
will make
hitting one of the
terrible.
hitting one of the trees. As you kind of shout out orders to your hippogriff to catch the creature, the spell seems to kind of go
And
wide.
the second one for a touch attack is at 18.
It does hit.
Great. That's 3d8. Oh, for 27 damage.
Alright. As the snowball hits the back of the creature's back, you see as it explodes out, and a little, like, almost palm of dark blood begins to bleed out of the creature's back. As the warhound, or as the alpha begins to roar out, shout or howling as it does, you hear more howls in the distance. Give me a listen check, real quick, James.
Fucking 9.
James, it sounds like there might be hundreds of these creatures in the woods just out of eyeshot as the darkness overhead gets even deeper and a lightning strike kind of gives a light glimmer into the forest, showing you nothing but dark shadows everywhere. However, as you do look on, you also do notice about 4 of those traps bear traps have snagged dead hellhounds as you look on, as you end your turn.
Yeah, and now the hippogriff's gonna run up
Yep.
and just claw at this guy.
All right, let's see what you got as the hippogriff goes running.
Once it gets within range, it's gonna activate its cold aura, though, so that's an immediate d6.
Okay.
I believe the cold aura is only if you are already in range at the start of your turn.
Double check.
Because it's at the beginning of the round. Does the d6?
Yep, I guess so. So nothing happens with that.
Oh,
Crap.
feel that. Hey, man.
Well, still, the 1d20 plus 6 for a 22 to hit.
22 does not hit on the creature.
I'm still gonna keep the hippogriff's gonna keep hounding it.
All right, as
It
the
has
hippogriff kind of
14,
gets in its
13
way,
more runs of
Yep.
existence.
kind of stepping in front of it, trying to claw at it as the hound pulls away, avoiding its claw and growling at it as it does. Chastophilus, you're back up, good sir.
Incredible.
As you cough up a little bit more.
My diseased foot partially regrows, and I open my eyes.
This time, no hellhounds around you and nothing trying to eat you, which is nice as you look up.
Incredible. I'm alive. Sit up out of the snow like the Undertaker. See the fucking... Yeah, I see them running away.
About 40 feet, into the forest is what you can see them, as the alpha seemingly pairing off against the hippogriff.
Okay. Sick. I'm going to make a check to try and use an utterance on this guy.
Alright, let's see what you got. Wait, utterance? Is that spell effect? Hold up.
No.
Okay.
It's a magical effect. It is magical, but it's not a spell.
Oh my
The
god.
two speak the two.
Does this count for spell resistance? Let's see.
I don't.
No, none of these have spell resistance. These are just like saving throws. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and that's a 35.
35.
So that
Mhm.
just succeeds. So he is under the effect of slow. No save.
Okay. You really want this fight, aren't you?
Turn around and face us, Alpha.
As Chastophilus kind of utters some strange words, you see a glow seemingly absorb the creature, and almost as if it's in slow motion, the strikes and howling become kind of lagging as you kind of hear all these sounds slowing down, the hippogriff dodging much easier out of the way of the creature's gnashing mouth. Alright.
All right. After that, Oh my god. Yeah, fuck it. No, I'm not gonna close with him. I'm gonna I'm gonna um stand up but stay back here.
Okay. As you
Yeah.
stand up using your movement to get yourself back righted, kind of looking on, you watch as you stand. All right. That ends your turn, Chestophilus. Great.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah, the bats are going to fly and attack once.
All right. What's their movement speed? It's 40, so they should be able to get up there,
40.
I believe. All right. Perfect. Yep. So they'll hit one attack.
All right. Go.
As the little bats go fluttering through the icy winds and the cold storm as the thunder and lightning
Not
continue.
gonna do it. That's a 17.
Nope, it does not hit.
They are sharing a space with him though.
All
At the
right.
start of his turn, I'll need a fort save,
Okay.
and that is the end of my turn.
All right. As you end your turn with the swarm of bats watching on, Cinder, you're up. What would you like to do?
Destroy this man.
I need a reflex save.
Oh, interesting. All right.
This does not allow spell resistance. I checked to be sure.
32 for a nat 20.
You motherfucker.
Hey man, don't blame me.
Again.
Blame the dice to hate you. All right.
Do it again. Do it again.
Okay. There you won.
Motherfucker.
20, then a 19. Jesus Christ.
Could have hit you.
Hey, actually, it's only a 30. Because he's slowed.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, a 31 and a 30. Does that do anything?
Does that change anything, Chess?
No,
Okay.
shockingly.
As
Oh,
Cinder
God
ends his
damn it.
turn. All right.
I had a funny magic word I was gonna say if it worked, and I'll do it later.
Well, you got the dire wolf still. What would you like to do with
Direwolf's gonna charge. Yeah.
Okay. What's his movement speed? I assume it's 40 feet.
It's 50.
50? Yeah. All right. Is he's going to go after the alpha? Go ahead.
With the charge bonus, 32 to hit.
32 to hit? That does hit.
I really fucking hope so. If it didn't, I'd be terrified.
You know. Just double it.
If we can pin this thing down, we can
There
kill
you
it.
go. 21 damage total.
21 damage total. Alright. The creature howls out as you do so. As the direwolf goes charging into it, biting and gnashing at it with its claws right into the side of the creature, taking it by surprise. The Warhound Alpha seems to kind of almost shocked as its eyes go wide, taking the hit on the side without managing to defend itself. The creature turns and seems to be howling and growling in slow motion towards the icy dire wolf. All right, I assume that ends your turn with the charge.
Yep.
All right. The Warhounds are going to continue their retreat without a second guess. The Hellhounds are dead. The Giants are not leaving their post, and the Alpha is up, and he is going to do what he was built to do, and he is going to start digging a total of 60 feet underground, straight down. I need an attack of opportunity from the Direwolf and Hippogriff. And that is with slowed, by the way, because that's, I think it's, 10 feet less for slowed?
It's half.
Oh, it's half?
Wait, it has a burrow speed of 60 feet?
Uh-huh. It's half. 30 feet then. But I do need a attack of opportunity from the... Oh, and the swarm of bats as well for this. And I forgot, my apologies. Before all that, while you guys roll that in the background, Chestophilus, I need the bats... I need the cold damage, and then I need the bats being in its square.
Yes, cold damage and the bats being in its square, that'll be a fort save.
Okay.
Cold damage, 6, so 9.
20 for the fort.
Is it 27 hit?
Yes.
One day. One day my bats will do their job.
23.
21 hit it?
21 does not hit.
Even with slow?
Correct.
Oh yeah, the AC might be slow.
Yep. It's not the dex bonus that's the problem, though.
Because I hit with a... yeah. Fuck. Oh, shit.
Okay, see. How much was that
Is that
damage?
awesome?
Sorry, from the hippogriff, or not from the hippogriff, from the direwolf.
23 total.
23. Thank you. All right. As the creature is going to start to burrow beneath the ground with 30 feet of dig speed, and is going as yes.
However, I need to check how trip attacks work because of the bite. Wolves get a free trip attack if they bite you.
It's a melee touch. You can only trip as
It ignores the melee touch. It is a wolf special thing.
Wait. What size is the direwolf?
Large.
No, it cannot. Oh wait, no, it is a size kind of a little larger. Never mind. Let's see. It doesn't say that it's on their turn. It provokes. Yeah, it says this would be something you'd be doing against him, and he's digging straight down, so you wouldn't be tripping him to dig. It'd be if he was running away. Because I don't know if you've ever dug a hole, even with your hands, but it's kind of hard to trip someone who's digging on all fours.
I would say the goal of the trip was technically, because since you have to use all your movement to get, he wouldn't be able to burrow if he failed by D&D
I'm
rules.
just reading what it says. Yeah, if your attack succeeds. But yeah, again, it's in a trip attack. Doesn't state that you do this in between, so...
Alright.
Yeah, unless you were using that for your attack of opportunity, but again, I don't, yeah. Also, let me double check something. Do these creatures have... No, okay, I didn't think they would. But it never hurts to check. Alright. Yeah, if you can find something on that and send me what, I will kind of rule that. But yeah, for the time being, we'll go with as is. The Warhound is going to go down, though, for its full 30 feet, and since I don't think you can run with digging... with a dig speed, unfortunately, it is just going to continue another 30 feet straight down to a total of 60 feet underground. Ending its turn. And then... God damn it. Alright. Kai Jin is going to finally cast something. Give me a moment. I didn't plan to use this today. So, un momento.
I really hope he's bringing that thing back up.
You're going to be really, really disappointed here in a second.
It's gonna shoot you in the back.
Don't give him ideas, please.
He casts, and you see the entirety of the fort goes from wooden walls to solid stone walls.
Wood to stone.
He ends his turn.
Word. Classic.
As he does, James, you are up, right?
Well, it's 40 feet out and 60 feet down.
Yeah, underground. You can't even see it now.
I can see the hole, right?
Yes. That much dirt being moved, it'd be pretty easy to see.
Let's see what I can do. I don't think I can actually do anything against this.
Alright.
How heavy is my hippogriff again? How heavy is the hippogriff again? Because it's 60 feet 60 feet of ice falling on him, then probably vanishing.
Isn't a hippogriff is the bird one? They weigh 1,000 pounds.
Dive bomb. And since the round's up, as it lands, I'll have it fucking set off its ice breath. Can't reflex save if you're fucking digging.
I'm double checking something. Give me a tumble check, please, for the hippogriff. As you may not have just done what you were hoping to do. We're gonna find out. Okay, I'll keep that in mind.
There we go.
Still not for digging. That still doesn't make sense, but I'll keep that in mind for the future so that we know that. Anything running by this creature, we'll have to remember to give it that thing, cinder.
So, tumble check. Okay, this will just be plus its dex then. That is +2. Okay. for an 11. He's not trying not to take damage
No, I
here.
know.
He's
As the hippogriff goes falling through the ground, you watch, or rather, the hippogriff's last sight is as it cracks through the ground with the poor creature beneath it. Or what it thinks is the poor creature beneath it, as we're going to roll a reflex save. I need a reflex save from you as well. This is a very limited space, but we're going to see how much this thing can skinny itself up for it to see if it can avoid going down with you before you go through that hole. And it's going to. Okay. As the creature manages to kind of shove itself off to the right of the hole, as you drop straight down, or the hippogriff, as it sees itself falling, last thing it sees as it cracks through the hole beneath it is an open, massive chasm with what looks to be holes going everywhere as it drops down another 200 feet before shattering on contact.
as it passes that area with that. Can it get off its frost breath? It's been around since it used it.
Yeah, sure, why not?
I need a reflex save from it again, and
Oops. Not plus 104, that's a 26.
it'll pass, so it'll take 9 cold damage.
Alright. As the hippogriff vanishes into the deep dark underneath the ground, ending its turn, the alpha barely hanging onto the side edge of the hole as it seems to kind of push itself up against the edges, looking down into the endless blackness. Chastophilus, your foot grows back fully.
Ah, delightful.
What would you like to do?
Yeah. I'm going to use my movement
Mm-hmm.
to get relatively close to the hole, just close enough to it to see down it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to try a different utterance against it.
Oh no.
We are gonna bully this thing to make it stop existing.
Well, listen, this guy is being a real pain in the ass. Okay. Yikes. No, that's a nat one.
Alright, as you try to come up, looking through your lexicon, trying to come up with something to utter, nothing kind of comes forth as you try to say the words once more, and nothing seems to happen. The creature seems to just look down at the hole, staring, completely ignoring you as you look down, Chastophilus. Alright. Is that in your turn? Because it's your movement and your spell, basically? Spell-like. Anything else?
Yeah, the bats are gonna fly down the hole
Alright,
and
yep.
into the guy's space.
As always. Uh-huh.
They'll attack once.
I will say he's 60 feet beneath the ground.
He's 30 feet beneath the ground.
No, he used
correct?
2 movements to go down. He's 60
He's
feet now.
only allowed to use one movement.
Under slow?
Yep.
Let me do this.
Slow limits you to
A slowed creature can take only a single move action or a standard action each turn, but not both.
Good to know.
It may,
Never mind.
nor may it take full round. Yeah. Boom, boom. Okay. That's not a hit anyway. That's a 14.
14 sadly does not hit on the creature. Yep. Alright, no worries.
Yep, but it's in their space.
As the bats continue swarming around the creature, the alpha annoyedly biting at them as he tries to try and throw them down the hole, while also maintaining his very loose footing as dirt kind of crumbles beneath him at every second. All right, Cinder, back on the wall. You can hear Kaijin as he casts some sort of spell, kind of stepping out from around the building, but otherwise, looking on, you see as most of your compatriots head into the forest, amongst those who are down there, the hippogriff vanishing into the hole, and now Chastophilus staring down it and shooting spells at it. Or at least what looks to be trying to shoot spells at it.
What I care about is I can see the hole.
Roughly. Can't
I
see
hope you can
down the
lift a
hole,
lot
but
of
you can
weight.
see the hole. Yeah. Oh, what?
I hope your boss can lift a lot of weight.
Oh no.
On the edge of the hole that I can see it's slightly down, I'm gonna cast a spell and do something it doesn't normally do, but I'm gonna use a little bit of basic physics.
Oh, I don't like that.
So
Sick.
on the edge of the hole, I cast Column of Ice, which will then immediately fall down because only the edge is on anything.
And it's going to fill the entire hole.
It
It
is.
slides down.
I don't know if I can argue that. Shit.
I'm just making a big thing fall down.
Man
No.
gonna get squished.
How big's the column?
Not
Not
I do
not
get to
long
control its
length,
size,
but
but it
width.
is as normal a 10-foot radius, 5 feet per level in height.
Alright, so it's going to have to be much thinner as this creature's only
I
huge
can just
itself.
thin it to match the hole. It's like one of those games where you just slip a cube into the spot.
Give me let's go with an intelligence check to see if this manages.
Are
Because
you
we'll see if you can
spell
do.
trap?
spellcasting stat?
No, I'm saying intelligence on the fact that you're trying to do math. You're trying to do physics specifically, not trying to coordinate the spell. You're trying to do hard math. You want to make physics? We're gonna make physics.
18.
All right, I'll give it to you. Yep. What, is it a save or what do I need to roll?
So that's the thing. So normally it does have damage for when it slams you into the ceiling, which technically it can't succeed because it's falling down it. There's nowhere to go. So I could roll that smashing damage, and then he'll have to somehow get away from this thing if you want.
And he's got to carry it. Yep, that's fair.
Dude, the break DC on this thing is like 90. It's literally 90. It's fucking
Well,
ridiculous.
if you think he's gonna carry this thing back up the hole, you got another thing coming. He ain't coming back up that hole.
12 damage. This thing slams down into its face.
As you slam into it, the creature you hear a yip from coming from down below Chastophilis as an icy pillar suddenly appears beside you and slides into the hole, fully plugging it as almost perfectly as it goes down.
Was it on a ledge?
Slightly, yes. It's like on the edge of the hole itself is where he cast it.
Gotcha.
That's why I'm allowing it. All right. Is that your turn, Cinder, or anything else?
Well,
you'd
I
like
can't
to
do anything else. It's covered in a giant ice block.
That's true. All right. Jump into your direwolf as he looks at the giant ice block that now fills the hole. What is his plan?
Wolf's just sitting.
Okay.
He's hanging out.
All right. As he holds his turn, they're going to retreat. They're still there. Go ahead and roll your bat as well as I'll give you a fortitude for the cold. We are on the 5th round, if that matters.
It does, but not a lot.
All right, 35 for the fortitude.
35 saves, and it's the fortitudes for the bats. The
Okay.
cold just happens. 10, so 15.
I will say, I forgot about the bats being in that square. All right, I'll keep that in mind. Okay, as you hear the creature kind of almost yip out as the bats tear into it, it is going to use its movement, and it is going to go ahead and burrow the extra 30 feet. And I'm going to roll its reflex save. Unfortunately, it fails. As you hear the not only do you see the ice pillar drop down the hole, but you hear as a few moments later of dirt kind of moving about next to the direwolf, about 5 feet to the right of it. The ground starts to fall in, and you watch as the dirt starts to cave. As you hear the yip of the alpha come from beneath, and then it goes suddenly quiet, and the ground starts to rumble. Chastophilis and the direwolf, I need reflex saves from.
Sick.
I'll roll it.
Oh wait, Chastophilis, you
Can I
float,
ask-
don't you?
I can, but I'm
Okay.
not right now.
Okay, I make sure. All right, then yes,
Yeah.
reflex.
Can I get a quick thing to maybe levitate Chestophilis?
Nope, not your turn in the
Fuck.
initiative.
Oh, I tried.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks. Reflex. Yeah, even with my massive +1 from haste, I got a 6.
The direwolf, sensing the danger, begins to run, and Chastophilis disappears beneath the ground into what looks to be almost 100-foot free fall straight down to what looks to be a massive creature's eye staring up at you, Chastophilis, as you look down. The last thing that you see of the creature beneath you, a warhound that is falling, seems to vanish in a dark shadow as a loud yip is heard, and nothing but ash remains as you see you're getting closer to where that creature just vanished.
Sick.
All right. Going up to the top of the next initiative, and Kaijin is going to roll to see if he's going to actually do anything. You lucked out. Let's see.
Dumb luck.
So I'm sorry to say, Cameron, I might be dead. We're not getting that alpha body back.
No, we're not. I'm a little sad about that.
At least we get a bunch of hell. Just
Give me a moment. I'm just checking something.
We have a bunch of hellhound bodies. Yeah, I can accept that. We got some great stuff going on here.
Alright, he's going to cast Battle Magic Perception on himself, and is immediately going to then snap his finger using his spell-like ability of his race. And Chastophilis, you find yourself suddenly standing in front of Kaijin in his his Boloth form, still looking like a large frost giant as he does. As he looks down at you, suddenly as you appear in front of him, the magic seemingly pulling you away from the free fall, he just smiles and goes, "And now you owe me."
Hello. I do?
Oh, I can send you back, as he holds up his hands ready to snap his fingers.
Do you know if you or it has any diseases?
He snaps his fingers and is going to literally... Oh, no, he can't, actually. Never mind. That is the end of his actions. That ends his turn kind of at that comment. As we exit initiative, Kaijin just kind of looks at you, Chastophilis, takes a moment, and you can see a deep contemplation in his eyes. Lord Z... as you're most famously spoken of, you suddenly see as beside you in your throne room, rather in front of you, the same appearance of this frost giant suddenly appears in a light-like projection, as if someone's cast a light spell. You see he stands there for a moment, sees you, and then immediately bends his knee and goes, "My liege, I do not wish any violence against the hive mind, but I do wish that your followers will be respectful while in the territories of Regan Utham. May I ask that if I am to know if this creature is speaking sarcastically and wishes to die, or if it is speaking of its own free will?"
Chastophilis is a collector and lover of diseases. When he asks if you have any, he means it with great respect.
I understand and appreciate your wise counsel, my liege. Have a fantastic rest of your viewing party as the light disappears. And suddenly Kaijin just kind of locks eyes once more as his eyes seem to go back from glowing with Chastophilis and just shakes his head and he puts his hand down as he begins to walk over towards Cinder and James.
James is gonna...
Oh, what's up, Cinder?
I'd rather you don't.
And looks up at you and goes, "Well, I mean, I could have helped you, but then you wouldn't have learned anything."
No, I just don't like people that take away my memories.
"I had no intention of taking anything this day. I think you handled yourselves quite well, in fact, and was planning to inform the great Regan himself of your deeds at this place. But I hope you understand the fight is by no means over. That was only their scouting forces. That wasn't the alpha that the Regan is scared of." That was a mere pup for what we've dealt with. I'm actually quite shocked we didn't see the main forces tonight.
Could it have had something to do with the fact that their tunneling is causing large geological disturbances? Gesture to giant hole.
Kind of looks over the wallet and kind of whistles and goes, "Could be. Ah, could also be that they're being pushed over here by that god that's walking towards us. One way or another, these creatures aren't dealt with yet. But it's good we took out the first siege. You lot should be able to collect a decent payment for it, and then get yourself a nice bit of rest for the night while we prep for the next wave of the creatures coming."
All right.
Uncle, let's get out there and gather up those bodies. We can break them down and have a good time with them. The materials should be quite useful.
As you kind of head down towards the materials, beginning to kind of grab the bodies, dragging them back into the camp, not wanting to be left out in the forest right now with everything going on. Kind of gathering the lot, you managed to find about 35 normal-sized hellhounds and around 14 smaller ones that seem to have unfortunately fallen into either the snares and traps or had fallen in battle at some point. As you kind of drag them up the side or up the into the fort, as you finish after another hour, you see as Kaijin kind of orders immediately the gates to be closed and kind of starts watching with heavy eyes on the forest as he seems to can never or not really blink much as you lot go about moving the bodies. His guardsmen seemingly following much after him as they seem to kind of stand at each of the gates watching.
We would have also tried to reset the traps if they were able to be. That way there was something else there to catch
Okay.
some more.
I don't think there's a trap setting skill. Nope.
Should I just roll survival?
Yep. Or whoever's setting them, if it's you or Cinder.
Uncle Cinder, could you?
You know I have a higher survival than you. Yeah.
Yeah, Uncle Cinder, could you reset those?
Yeah, as you guys begin going about helping out at camp, we're gonna. I mean, is there anything else you guys want to do before I think we call it a good end here for the?
Nothing that can't be handled post session.
Oh, I mean, if you have something in mind, feel free.
No, it's just divvying up like certain
Oh.
harvested materials because I need parts of the hellhounds.
Oh
That's
yeah.
why.
Yeah.
Let's roll survival checks between the two of you as well for cutting up the beasts as you start dissecting them.
And Chastophilus
Mhm.
is going to go over to Kaijin.
Yep, Kaijin. However, you've
11,
heard his name mentioned
so-
as Boloff here.
His Bolaf.
Plus 5 for you,
Gotcha.
Uncle.
Oh, word. He's going to go over to Bolaf and say, "I've been informed I offended you. My lord wishes to know what it is you desire so that my wrong can be made right."
He kind of turns to you as he stops staring up the forest and kind of takes a moment. And as lightning kind of goes off in the distance, thunder kind of rumbling the ground, he goes, "You have done no wrong. It's a misunderstanding of cultures. I've got no problems with you this day, and I want no forgiveness or any gifts from your benefactor. I think it would find an ill will amongst my clan if I took anything. Your service today is more than enough." As he kind of looks at you up and down, Chastophilus, for a moment, and lightly pats you on the shoulder.
Ooh, I kind of flinch back and go, "You do not like disease the way I do. I would not suggest you touch me."
And shrugs at that and goes, "If you wish for diseases, I recommend instead going to the Dark Continent. That should have an expedition soon. You'll find many a diseases there, ones that'll scare the living Jesus out of your liege."
Oh. Yeah, Chestophilus goes and meditates on that.
Jesus Christ. You gave him a wet dream.
James and Cinder begin to kind of work away. Melvin in the background kind of cracking the door open as you hear him ask if things are done. And the sounds in the distance of an airship rushing this direction can be heard as we end session with the party gathering and beginning to dissect. We thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed. And I'm going to go get something to eat. So catch you all next time.